So maybe I'll go ahead and do that and announce over to peeps in the places that things going on, so they
Probably a
know.
good idea.
Yeah, that's so they know it should be like, D&D is happening. Huh. Huh. Which requires me to go over here, my folders, my many folders, find the thing and post the thing, and then But yeah, I am not prepared as always.
Sure you are.
Ah, because today's
Preparation is a mindset.
is that so? Is that how we're doing this now?
Just got to believe that you're prepared, and then you are.
I am the most melancholy because finally, .hexine OST is on YouTube.
Oh my god! How long did that take?
The
Good
what now?
lord!
.hexine the anime. The OST
Oh
hasn't been on
yes.
YouTube because the owner just constantly took them down.
Wow,
It's finally just up there.
truly wonderful.
How come I must know where obsession needs to go?
Okay, the tweet is up. I'm gonna share it with my Twitter account, and then you can go on, retweet, share, friends, family, and significant others as well. Might as well.
Wow, what a significant thing.
Yeah, I'm branching out, baby. I wanna get to everyone. Also, Dre, you might do well to look into how my voice volume is on your end.
I changed it when I got here.
Gotcha. The folks said I was sounding a little bit too low, so I increased my volume tenfold. So now, hopefully, it is a little bit better. Anyway,
Pump it up! Pump it up!
crank it to 11. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna play the intro, brief you guys on some things, and then yeah, we'll get started with some D&D. So I hope you all are ready. Let's get to it.
actually doing my best.
No, buddy.
It's alright, don't worry. Everything's gonna be a-okay.
I only
Because
just stopped coughing yesterday, so.
and
Oh,
and I started today. Uh Everything's gonna be okay because now it's time for D&D. You know, our usual bless you. Unprepared brand of D&D. Always do.
it's the best kind.
Says you. For me it's stressful. So let's go over the recap that we always do at the beginning of the sessions to get everyone up to speed on what the ever living H has been going on. So last time around in Conquerors of Nolyn, episode 25, all of you were in Tide, the city by the river, by the lake, by those cool, fancy places where you had gone over to investigate a temple, mostly because a young dragonborn by the name of Jope, if I remember correctly, has asked Falkan, more specifically, to look into his missing father. You all went there, found his missing father. Unfortunately, he had been killed and turned into a revenant, and had been in the bottom of a pool / well, where he was being kept there by elementals. What happened then is that all of you went there, found him, fought the elementals, managed to beat them, grabbed your things and ran, along with the rescued green undead dragonborn Vargrid. That's his name, I hope. You all then talked a little, found out that he was killed apparently by orders of Lady. What's her name? Sunorai Uxian, a noble from Madlenak, city where Falkan and Kolarys are from. You then decided, well, he asked you guys to help him reenact revenge on her, and I guess you all agreed to some degree to travel together and see what you do about it. He gave you his family ring to you then return to Jope the boy and his wife Susie, and gave the ring to them that so they can sell it off and possibly make some money and catch a ship and go to Hosenfeld to live a better life away from all this noble madness where, you know, people murder one another because they want to rise in power. Then all of you decided to stay a while for a couple of days while Pete and Cole, not Pete, what the hell's his name?
And
Pent.
Pen.
Pent and Cole recover from their exhaustion. After doing so, you all managed to then start traveling back, or rather down, towards Madlenak. On your way there, you were hailed in the middle of the road at night while camping by a bunch of kobolds. You were unsure about what to do with the kobolds. One of them, poor things, was slain. I will scratch one of the names I had written down for them. And then, your new companion, Vargrid, the undead dragonborn, recognized them, or at least one of them, as Gen, his former steward, and the kobold responsible for all the other kobolds on his employ, that were freed after he married Susie and left for Tide. They apparently had to resort to thievery because they were chased away in Madlenak and all the noble cities due to being previously owned by a noble who has disgraced himself. Or at least that's what the folks in the cities are saying, because, well, it happened. Then all of you, after finding out about that, and letting them have a talk, the kobolds pledged their allegiance to Vargrid, vowing to help him defeat Lady Sunorai whenever they got Madlanak, and then all of you kept traveling until you reached the city of Stubhartak, whereupon you took a rest, a well-deserved rest in a very big, fancy establishment, spending a lot of money, but also finally getting some nice comforts and learning a little bit about the big cities, the main cities of Tirna and Dragain. Also, now that I described what happened in the last episode, it feels like all of you were just following Vargris' stories and you're all side characters.
I mean, Vargrid's pretty badass.
He's too edgy. Where's the drama? Yeah. In the downtime, all of you were tending to some matters to get some money. Drachdarin went to work. Falkan went also to work by crafting some spell scrolls to sell to students and such. And Kolarys went at thievery, as one does. And yeah, once all of you reached the Stubhartak, got into the tavern and went to rest, Kolarys and Falkan had a long or lengthy conversation about Cantus, Falkan's cousin, whom he remembers nothing about. You filled him on the fact that Cantus had vanished, and for some reason, Falkan had asked Kolarys to go into the academy, break into it, and steal a book for him. And that's part of the things that kickstarted a bunch of, Falkan seemingly vanishing for a couple of months, and Kolarys going all the way over to Dreaming to retrieve documents that proved that he had broke into the academy to steal this book. Still left with several questions, very few clues, and also Drachdarin was, having a little existential crisis because he's too big and his weapons are too little. And that's where we left off. So, adventurers, morning comes by. It's the 29th of Shire, 1527. It's a lovely morning, the sun is shining. What do you all do?
Well, let's not all go all at once.
Man, you guys are still waking up, huh?
Just getting the brain rolling, man.
Oh no.
I'm waking up.
Literally.
That's what happens when you leave work and immediately go into D&D with enough time to unwind
Yep.
and get into the mindset.
Yep.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
That's me. Hi.
Well, to get the ball rolling a little bit, you all find Pent and Cole in the for whatever reason, instead of going to the regular tavern portion of this establishment to get their food and drinks along with the rest of the folks there, they went to the other part, which is the much larger room with larger furniture, larger table, larger chairs, larger everything to accommodate the larger folk, such as Drachdarin. They look when all three of you arrive into the larger room. Pent and Cole, they look like younglings sitting there in their tall chairs, legs dangling, as they have their arms on the table just waiting for food to be brought to them, and they both smile and wave to you. Hello. Good morning, Lord. How are you doing?
Why did you select this side? There's more fitting accoutrements in the other compartment.
Aye, sir, but I figured that Drachdarin would have a easier time sitting here. Besides, this place is the side of the establishment is much emptier. So I thought that we could plan what we're gonna do next, and also our traveling companion away from prying eyes and ears.
Yeah,
Drac.
yeah.
They like you.
I've noticed.
Both
It's
of them
very
blush
flattering.
as you say that.
I was going to bring up the fact that it's kind of weirding me out that there is like a large section
What,
that
you've never been to the husky sound of a closed storm?
What? No. No, what?
What?
I don't understand why everything. Why would they accommodate for? Is this a common thing? I'm very confused.
Pretty common.
Is it?
In bigger cities, anyway.
Ha, bigger.
Well,
Mm,
either way.
I'm gonna fist bump Falkan.
Kolarys, you can go ahead and make a history check. Falkan, if you want, if you think that this is something your character would remember, you can also go ahead and make a
With
history
his
check.
amnesia.
Oh yeah, you
Sure,
never
why not?
know. You never know, and those neurons are just gonna spark up, and things are gonna be remembered.
Behold, neurons.
What is your?
Behold! He has a
What
plus
is your?
11.
God damn.
I have a +9 in history. Hello.
As the
Lord.
as you wake up this morning, Falcon, after so many travels and so much encounters, you feel yourself a little bit more knowing and a little bit wiser. You feel like a lot of personal growth has been done. Uh, but yeah, the both of you remember. Somehow you also remember this, Falcon. No, this is in the other block of notes. It's common in the big cities here to accommodate for larger folk in their establishment because it is the space that they have for the cried. That's the word in Conic for champions. The warriors, very like big warriors that were instrumental in the wars that happened in the past. They are dragonborn that have been infused with the blood of dragons to acquire even more draconic power and grow in size and might. And it's an old practice slash ritual that has not been done in ages, but those who have undergone that ritual, they are still around. A lot of them like killed one another during the wars, and very few remain. And all those that remain are very famous. And usually only like nobles of really high stature got to go through this whole ritual. Both of you know that, Kolarys and
Yeah.
Falcon.
What, do you think you're the only one infused with dragon blood?
You know, yeah, kind of, actually.
Oh, right. There's not dragons in the future.
Yeah, it's
There's a
kind of.
few. It's like
That's a
one.
bit worrying.
Don't think about that too much. But yeah, definitely in where I am from, when I'm from, yeah, that's probably like a very one of a kind of thing. Obviously not here then.
It's rare, to be sure. Don't. But yes, it is not unheard of.
Well, if anything, it is nice to have an inn that I can actually just sit in normally again. If nothing else. And a bed. The bed was I could sleep in the bed. This is so weird.
I wonder how they all died.
See, that's my question.
Um, You remember the stories? It's like way before your time. Like during the time when your parents were still very young. Uh, during the wars, they died because then the warring uh, counties they would fight one another, and they obviously would send their biggest, beefier warriors, who are the Crades, and they well they killed one another. Only a few remained, and then they stopped doing the rituals because they decided that enough's enough. Mostly also because most of the nobles, the pureblood nobles, who had undergone that ritual, they died, and very few nobles remained, so they wanted to stop that nonsense.
Who knows? Maybe we'll run into one at some point.
I wonder how they'll take to you having dragon's blood.
If I were to bet any amount of gold, really badly. Just given what has gone on since we've gotten here.
What's the worst that could happen?
Fight to the death?
Being naked in a transformative rain.
That's definitely up there. I would say that was not my best moment.
It's not really even at top 5 for me, but
I mean, anything having to do with The Walking Dead, that's going to be the worst thing for me. So, but it's really relative. Either way, what is our plan? We are just going straight to Madlenak. Just walking in, being
Right,
like,
Madlenak to kill a noble.
maybe not so loud. But yeah, what a day. What a plan. How long do you think we should how long do you think we should dilly-dally to make Vargrid angry?
Maybe we shouldn't make him angry at all.
I don't want to make the scary man angry.
He is a bit intimidating, yes. Well, let's get some food, I guess, and then I mean, do we need to stock up on anything? We are not that strapped.
You need more mayonnaise.
No, I have plenty.
Does that thing make anything else?
Oh, many things.
Other types of mayonnaise?
Well, I haven't tried that, but I mean, I could.
Maybe something more valuable than mayonnaise. Maybe.
Hmm.
Wait. It can make valuable things,
I could make one.
and you've been using it
Or
for
mayonnaise.
mayonnaise.
Hmm.
Nah, I used it for beer the other day. I didn't say I was going to share.
I mean, it is your little jug, but still.
I figured you wouldn't want to touch it with my mayonnaise lips all over it.
Yep, that made me go from interest to disinterest very fast. Congratulations.
You know, they say in a lot of cultures, if you lick it, it's yours.
And you have put your mouth all over that thing, I'm sure.
Do you wish to test my theory?
I mean, I could. I've done weirder things, let's be real.
I'm just gonna.
So if we
keep
all
my
put our mouth
thoughts
on
to
it, does that
myself.
make it everyone's?
I mean, it's got 4 spouts. We could all drink the mayonnaise at once.
Oh,
Oh God, I feel like I just got attacked for saying that.
psychic damage. Either way, let's just spend as little
We'd best
time.
get going before I flirt too much.
Isn't that your, like, main state of being?
I'll put my mouth all over the both of you, okay?
Okay, you are immediately saucy. Got it. Let's get food and then leave. If you're going to be like this at 6 in the morning.
It's too early.
And you're flirting in front of your squires. What an example you are setting for them.
Both the squires look at one another and then back at you, and they say, "Well, my lord, back at Drachdarin, it was much worse. Really, we couldn't join them at the table or even talk to them. I guess that this is better, in some ways.
No. You two don't put up with him. Oh no.
But
Do I need to put my mouth on them so that my ownership of them is certified?
Did you know my skull is very hard? Do you know it's very good at headbutting?
I'm going to get up and go find food. I'll be back.
sure, you go and you do find food. In fact, before you even start to get up, a very small kobold who has been at the foot of the table trying to get your attention, just wait for a break in the conversation. You notice him and he kind of looks up, pushes a menu into the table, kind of hopping every time he does so, and giving you all plenty of time to choose what to order. You choose your morning breakfast, and
Thus, the escape of Drachdarin is foiled.
I guess I have to sit next to you now. How frustrating.
I'm gonna sip my tea.
And it doesn't take long before you all order, and eventually a few kobolds they come and bring in the food. They put it on the table. They go away. You all have a lovely breakfast, discussing whatever else there is to be discussed. For too long, you are done with lunch, or rather breakfast.
Say, wow, what a long meal. When breakfast is so long, it turns into lunch.
You've been talking for a while. Vargrid grows ever more impatient.
You can feel his aura from the depths of the city.
We should keep moving then. Come on.
Let's keep moving.
He's going to be so grumpy.
All right. So
Eh.
all
Who do you bet will be more grumpy, him or Falkan?
Oh, Falcon, as grumpy as he is, eventually has to sleep and eat. I can't imagine how grumpy he would be if he never was even able to sleep in the first place.
Unfortunately, my mortal coil limits my hatred.
And for that, we are all very thankful.
Oh, poor Falcon. Gonna give him a little squeeze hug.
No.
Poor baby.
Don't tease. Don't tease. This is how liches happen.
So all five of you get out from the tavern, whatever name I gave it. Sure, it's the tavern. You get out of it, and then I imagine you just pack your things and go out and start marching towards Madlenac.
Pretty much.
All right. You see Vargrid standing a few paces away from the edges of the city, outside the walls, and yeah, he looks grumpy. He looks impatient, but it doesn't look nearly as impatient as back in Tide. And you see that as you kind of sort of just nod to him, and he nods back, immediately turns around and starts walking towards Madlenac. You see that there's a bigger quality of certainty to his steps, as almost as if he knows exactly where Sonorai is gonna be, and he seems to be going into a straight line in that direction. It's eerie, to say the least. You all travel for a while, for the whole day actually, and you camp in the night near, kind of on the edge of the road. Have a long rest, in case you didn't think regarding that already. And then the morning of the next day, all of you get up a little bit, just missing severely the sleep that you had back in Stubhartak in the fancy tavern, and you go back to marching towards Madlanak. Unless there's something you want to do in this little break in the travel.
Yes. Can you tell me about the foliage?
Sure. There are very few trees. It's you're in the plains. It's kind of sparse. I know that you're fucking with me, but I'm gonna fuck back with you. It's
Oh
very
no, I just want to show that I have, for some reason, decided to choose advantage in nature.
What?
proficiency, I mean, or expertise. What?
Expert
tell me.
expertise
tell me
in
you didn't say
nature
expertise in
check, the
nature.
chosen one.
As a wizard.
Right. Yeah. It's the foliage is very green. It could not be springier than it is. As spring is just going by. You can feel the summer coming in as every breeze gets hotter and hotter as the day goes by. It's wonderful, if anything. You also notice that there seems to be an increased amount of woodland beings and a decreased amount of uh, weird, scary noises in the distance during the night as you realize that you're entering in the more civilized area. The roads are, well, they're still earth roads, dirt roads, but they seem a little bit more well maintained. They seem a little bit larger. There's fresh tracks of carts all over the place. In fact, as you travel by foot, you do see carts passing by you. Much of the trees that were in the way have been cleared. The routes have also been taken away, unlike in the previous roads you have been traversing. It's incredibly clear and very proper for travel. It's quite
All right.
quite nice, honestly. It just sucks that it's 40 miles to Madlanak, but aside from that, nature could not be more nature.
My
Notes
head
have been
canon
taken.
is now Falcon is such a grump, so upset with life that his one pleasure in his existence is gardening.
The grumpy gardener.
Funny you mentioned that.
So, but for real, is there anything you guys want to do? The break?
Keep it moving.
Okay. You keep
Keep it
moving.
moving. And we're moving. And we're moving.
walking.
I mean, I guess I could write down another scroll. I don't see why not.
Sure. Because you are doing this not during like the whole workday, but during the evening times, I'll say that you can write. Well, if you pass the DC, that is, you can write a first level spell scroll or 2 cantrips. But
How
you
much
have.
it cost for a first level again?
Hold on.
It's like 28.
25. 25
Somewhat.
gold pieces for a first level spell scroll.
Okay, Arcana?
So, yeah.
Ooh, 13.
I'm afraid you can't have neither the time nor the cost. It takes you a big portion of the evening and a little bit of the morning thereafter for you to craft this scroll, and you pay full price. So you pay 25 gold pieces, but you do craft a first level spell scroll.
Chronal Shift!
This fucking time wizard.
The time rewinds begins anew!
Oh my lord, this guy.
Never mind, you manage to have both the time it takes, so you only take the evening, and you have the price as well. You only pay 12 12 crowns to make a first level spell scroll, whichever one that you have prepared.
You know, in hindsight, this is just lucky with extra steps.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Our poor DM.
So yeah, you do get that going on for you. I actually should send you this whole thing. I'm just gonna say this out loud just so you can write it down right now, and then
Okay.
I'll send it later over to you. To craft spell scrolls, on Zenith's Guide to Everything, there's a scribe and spell scrolls thing. There's a whole list of how much it costs, how long it takes. It's ludicrous, but hear me out. I will allow you to make an Arcana check to have either the time, the cost, or both. If you want to have just one of those two things, you are going to roll an Arcana check. The DC is 10 plus the spell level times 2. However, if you're doing both, if you want to have both the time and the cost, it's the 10 plus spell level times 3.
Okay, all right. At least I think I got that. Also, I do have the table. I do have Xanathar's Guide here, so that helps out.
In short, if you are going to be crafting, just for ease of tracking here, if you want to have the price and time for first spell levels, it'll take you half a day and 12 gold pieces. The DC becomes 13. If you want to have a 9th level spell scroll, it'll take you 24 weeks. The cost is 125,000 gold pieces, and the DC becomes 37. You can beat that, I'm sure. Anyways,
I can
you
work
all
on it.
Good lord.
get up early in the next morning and keep on marching. The whole time, Vargrid has been guarding the camp, since he doesn't sleep anyways. And you feel an eerie lack of noises around your camp, as it seems none of the woodland creatures wants nothing to do with you guys. And then morning comes, all of you wake up and start again marching south towards Madlenac. My pen has just vanished. I found it. You arrive at noon. Let's write this down on my notepad. So yeah, you spend some of the morning traveling. Kolarys is probably... I imagine Kolarys is filling both of you up into how Madlenac works and how the city is. Sort of preparing you guys for when you get there. The city of Madlenac, it's... How do I even spell this? It's named that, which is Old Draconic for, if I remember correctly, the cleanest. Yes, the cleanest. It is called that because it is on a very kind of tight bay. There's land sort of not very steep, but just kind of low hills to both sides. It makes a bay, a canal, if you will, that the ships have to go through to get to Madlenac, and it's a big port city to a certain degree. As you approach the city, you see that kind of like Stubahartak, it's a city sort of built with a ring sort of architecture and a placement of things. The outer ring is where the farms and other things are. Then the middle ring is the sort of upper class people are, and then the highest ring is where the castle of Madlenac is. You do see the silhouette of a dragon perched atop the castle, even from the distance, and you also know / see that the castle is very at the bay. So from the castle to the docks, it's incredibly short. You also notice that there's like several little paths that kind of go out from the city and to the surrounding hills, because Madlenac, having as many hills and sort of quote-unquote mountains as it has, it's a very famous mining spot. Or rather, there are many mines in here. In fact, Kolarys, you tell your companions as how your family are owners of a small mine, and that's where their fortune comes from being merchants. You also fill in the fact that it's not very common for merchants to be nobles usually, or if they are, they're like the lowest class of nobles. The highest class of nobles are the ones that sort of inherited their power from generations and generations ago, like Falkan's families. They have always been very tied in with the whole political scenario, and Falkan's father was a war mage that kind of was in those previous wars I mentioned, and he retired after not dying in the war. And the mother side of his family have been like diplomats and envoys and courtiers for the upper council. The upper council being like the general government that controls the entire of Drachdarin. The lower council being the government that controls only the individual cities. And yeah, you fill all of them in on those things. You also probably tell Vargrid that he can in no way just go straight for Sunurai Uxie and then try and kill her, because the city is big, there's plenty of guards, and she will probably have like protection. And you know her, uh what, let me find her thing that I wrote down. I wrote so much. She's one of the members of the lower council of Madlanak, and being that her family are owners of the academy of Madlanak, and they teach pretty much all subjects there is to teach. You imagine that she is a very accomplished person in defensive matters. You feel like you couldn't just go and try and stab her in broad daylight. It wouldn't work. And also you tell Pent and Cole that, you're near home and things are gonna get great and they're gonna be trained to become squires. Like properly. As your family will try and enroll them in the academy under your name. And like within a year, they might finish their squire training and become knights.
How's it feel, young squires?
Honestly, my lord, it feels very daunting. It's been a long way from Dreaming to here, and I can hardly conceive how close we are to finally getting there and just seeing how much our lives are gonna change. I don't know exactly how to say how we feel, but I guess anxious and grateful. Anything.
You'll do great. I know you will.
Try our best to not disappoint you, my lord.
Well, given how tough they are, if everything does go south, they can at least be very good punching bags.
Could be nice science experiments for me.
That's
I'm
sure.
not sure that I'm a fan of the ideas that you're having about those squires.
It's a joke.
I hope so.
Oh wait, are we standing in the town?
Yeah.
No, you're approaching the entrance gate, the north entrance gate. Is there anything you guys want to do before you go in proper?
Oh no, the thing I can do can only be done inside of a town.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You cross the threshold, the gate. You get inside the town. You do see that Vargrid even though he really wants to go in, he seems a little bit reluctant. Which is odd. You feel like actually make an Arcana check or a religion check. Actually, make a religion check. Whoever wishes to guess at
Got it.
what the hell is going on. You don't know this for certainty, but you can imagine that there are like wards against the undead in the cities, like the big cities.
Ew.
Which feels to be the reason why Vargrid could not go into Stubhartak and also Madlanak. At first, you imagine that he was just trying to stay out of people's ways, but you know that his target is here in this city. He knows that, and he wants to go in, but he can't quite go in. Not with the amount of wards you imagine have been put into town. He can sort of like go into the outer ring, but not the inner ring. He is a strong undead, so he can like breach the outer wall wards, not the inner ones.
Oh, maybe we can find some place for you to stay on the outer ring.
There seems to be mines nearby. Many fields. I would not mind posing as a scarecrow and just waiting.
Are you sure about that?
We could try putting you in the bag of holding.
That
It's
could work.
technically a different, like, dimension, so I doubt you would trigger anything.
I mean, you going to be okay in the bag of holding?
I mean, he doesn't need to breathe.
Oh no, I meant psychologically.
Oh,
I don't imagine it will be less dull than watching you all sleep.
Okay, that's fair. Just watch out for a floating chair.
oh, I got rid of the chair. Remember when?
Oh shit! Right, I keep
I
forgetting.
gave the
you got
chair
rid
to
of the
the
chair.
It was a nice chair. I liked that chair.
It was a nice chair.
I'll pull off the bag and just open it up and be like, I did this once with a corpse. This was weird.
You did what?
What? Nothing. Get in the bag, please.
It's less that you tell him to get in the bag. You feel like he's like too edgy to just start crawling into the bag. So he kind of just stands very still, kind of holds his arms and legs very tightly packed, standing still and upright like a stick. And then you kind of just put the bag over his head and just start shimmying it down until it disappears into a magical trick. And you see a couple peasants that are walking by. They start clapping and like, "Whoa, fun! Do that again!"
Nope. That's a one-time thing. 10 gold for me to do it again.
Oh no! You heard them. Kolarys, get in the bag.
Sure. One
What?
of the peasants, he goes and pulls out a little bag. He starts counting 10 crowns. I can never get that word
Right, but the crown's mine.
Yeah, okay. We'll pull you out of the bag in like a minute.
And he just tosses the coins to you, Drachdarin. You catch them in the air, I imagine. Just pockets them or give them to Kolarys. Some of you grab the coins from air and you just start opening up the bag again. Who's going in?
Kolarys,
I'll just step right in.
hold your breath, please.
Sure.
And
So,
Holding
Kolarys,
breath.
break.
imagine you two are standing very still, trying to stand upright in the same fashion as Vargrid just did, and you see the Drachdarin puts the bag over your head, and as it starts pulling it down, you see that you... At first the bag just seemed a little bit cramped and warm because it's been in the sun for so long, but as soon as he starts pushing a little bit past your shoulders, you see that your head doesn't reaches any sort of like bottom. It just keeps going, and then you feel a weird transition. You feel as a pull is going on with you, and you feel a freakish cold take over you as you just look around and you see nothing. It's an empty void. It's incredibly cold. You know that you cannot breathe because you don't really feel air. You feel an oppressive pressure against you, and when you look down, you just see as the little bit of the ground where the sun is shining below you keeps disappearing as you just see the rim of the bag going on all the way down to your feet. It's panic-inducing, to say the least.
9:59, 9:58, 9:57,
Keep counting.
9:56.
And just as you finish doing that, Drachdarin, the peasants, they just go like, "Whoa! Amazing! Never have I seen that before. Are you staying in town for long? Where can I find your circus?"
A bit of a new act. Don't have anything set up yet, but I'm pretty hard to miss, so if you see me around.
Of course, I'll look out for you. Are you going to do that one thing where you get a? I see that you're carrying a great axe. Is that for like chopping people in half with the box thing? Do you do that too?
I'm so glad can't hear this part of the conversation.
I do chop people in half, but perhaps not in boxes. Unless you want me to put you in a box and chop you in half.
Kolarys, you do. Because the flap of the bag is still open, you can just see the very end or whatever the bag is looking into, and you just hear very like muffled dialogue going on outside. If you don't feel like you're drifting into this void, you feel like you're very close to the edge, and if you wanted, you could just try and grab it, but you're kind of standing upside down, and the bag is at your feet, and you just kind of feel afraid of trying to move and kind of unsettling whatever stillness is going on and starting to just drift. So I imagine you patiently wait for anyone to pull you out.
Can I reach in and pull Kolarys' head out like how you pull a rabbit out of a bag?
Sure.
like just the head, like holding onto his horn.
Okay. Kolarys, you get a moment of brief panic as you see the brim of the bag just closing. That little portal just kind of closes, and you see nothing anymore. You look around; it's absolutely dark. You can hardly even see yourself in this moment, and you just start
Screaming.
low key panicking a little bit as you try for dear life to hold on for your breath, and then you see the same portal opening above your head. It goes like, and you see the sunlight shining in, and then a hand comes in, grabs your one of your horns and just pulls you out. Falkan, it's
Screaming at the top of my lungs.
right. It's Kolarys feels incredibly lightweight as you pull just his head out. Almost like he has no weight at all. You imagine that whatever void space is more than eager to just push him out. As you pull out his head, Kolarys just screams, and the peasants that were talking to Drachdarin, they kind of get spooked a little bit, and they say, "Oh wow, whatever, you're in town again. I really want to see your show. We're just going over to the mines, but if you're still over here at night, man, we so much want to see you perform. We'll look for the three of you, but we have to go now. Thank you, and I don't know if you have like any cooler acts, but if you do, man, I'll try and get some pocket change to throw your way. Bye bye." They start walking off, talking to one another, very excited, like, "What did you say?"
Have a good day in the mines. What
Enthusiastic
the fuck
one that was.
Indeed. Get Kolarys out of the bag.
Do I have to?
Yes.
I cling to his wrist. Get me out of it.
Yanks out with like one big force, very clearly too weak to hold on to Kolarys' weight, and kind of does like a full backwards reverse suplex.
Drac just standing there watching this happen, just laughs.
Just dropping Kolarys behind me and
Oh
falling
god,
on
Bert
my back.
Mandeville.
It's certainly an unpleasant sensation, Kolarys. Something you probably don't want to repeat ever again. Also, while you were in there, you didn't see anything or anyone, so you wonder where a Vargrid might have gone to.
I kind of scramble up, and then I look in the bag, and Fogard?
But he's... Are you okay? You seem quite shaken.
Where was I?
You were in the bag.
The bag.
Where is he?
He's in the bag.
I want to shove my head in, but I don't want to shove my head in.
You are
I mean-
alone in the bag.
You
Sure.
can certainly shove your head in, but...
Kolarys, you just put your muzzle in and your eyes, but you kind of hold the brim of the bag with both of your hands to not let yourself go in any further, and you start calling out for Vargrid. Because he is on your mind, you sense that the bag somehow senses what you want, and as you pull your head in, you just... as soon as you do, you see that just inches from your face is Vargrid's undead face looking at you, his eyes, his empty eye sockets, they just kind of shine with that sickly green light, and he just looks at you It is
Kolarys
not yet
passes
time.
out.
Oh,
With your head in the bag, you pass.
pull him out of the bag.
I mean,
I grab Kolarys.
He was already hyperventilating, but at this point he's just gone.
It doesn't falls into the bag. It just kind of falls backwards.
Yep. Okay.
I get on top of Kolarys and give him one firm smack across the face to wake him up.
Sure, it certainly does wake him up.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm guessing that was a little bit much for you to handle. Note to self: stop putting people in the bag.
Also,
Okay, so what was that about a corpse?
A what? Don't worry about it.
Right.
Falkan, whenever you melee strike anyone, it's you deal damage equal to 1 plus your strength modifier. Your strength modifier is -1, so you just deal 1 point of damage to Kolarys.
Slap.
Smack. Like a little.
Claudius, let me introduce you to how the bag of holding works, real quick. It literally gives you the thing that you think about if it is in the bag. So if I think about a hammer, he pulls a hammer out of the bag, puts it back. If I think about a bag of coffee beans, he pulls out a bag of coffee beans, puts it back in the bag. It's just, it reads your mind. It's whatever you have in the bag, it's there, but it's not there at the
A
same time.
second Drachdarin and immediately starts rummaging.
There's
Don't you dare.
there's nothing there. It's fine.
Damn it. Thought I found a plot hole.
It was very clever. I'll give you a very clever badge.
Oh, thank you. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever given me.
We handled 2 Falcons.
That would be far too many falcons. One is already more than enough. Now, this is where you two are from, no?
Indeed.
Are we? What is our destination? Which of your families, I guess, are we going to see?
No, that's right. We're inside the town now, right?
Very.
Yes, you're
I-
closest to Kolarys' home than yours, Falcon. But yeah, you're inside
I-
the town limits now.
Instantly
breath.
smack the spell scroll into the wall to turn into money.
Ah,
Wait, what?
he's gonna stay with, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're doing that. You're doing that thing from last session. Where as soon as you finish writing it, you just put in your signature and slap it on the wall, and it becomes
Turns
cash.
into money.
You're not gonna be able to do that going forwards unless you create a spell to do that. But in any case,
He's just saving you the trouble of role playing a shopkeeper.
That's really all it
That's
was.
all it's for.
sure. You just see a kid running by. Oh no, I'm late to college. I need the spell scroll. I need the first level spell scroll. Pay anything, and then you just, do a whole transaction right then and there. And he's like, oh, thank you, sir, thank you very much. And he just runs off with the spell scroll, gives you 50 crowns, and you're done.
Have a feather fall, you little gremlin.
Thank you. And he just runs off towards the academy, and you can see it's a very nice building, a little bit closer to the castle, not too much, but it's closer than any other things in your surrounding areas.
Being a wizard's fracking weird.
Magic in general is weird.
Oh, right, your family, Kolarys.
Yes, indeed.
Gonna go see Mama and Papa.
Assuming they're still alive. Yes.
What do
Yeah,
you
why
think?
would they be dead?
Do you not remember the being in jail pod?
Oh, yeah, but why would they be dead?
I don't know.
He is thinking of the worst possible outcome. Come on, just take us there. Everything will be fine. And remove this notion of your parents being dead from your head, please. That's far too depressing.
Blair's just kind of whimpers as he walks.
Come on, buddy.
So you walk down one of the main thoroughfares. Eventually, you take a very familiar left, close to a flower store, and you go just a few paces, a couple houses over, and you do see a very nice-looking house. It's not too opulent. It's in a more like middle class sort of like part of the city, but it's where most of like the uh upcoming wealthy people live. They get to be lucky enough to have a house near the commerce district, but in like a tucked away corner where there's not like a whole lot of people coming and going. It's quiet, but it's still close to everything. It's like prime real estate location, and it's a sort of large two-story house. The front of it looks impeccable. There's no signs of any sort of problems. There's flower in pots in the windowsills all over the place. It looks like a lovely home. And you recognize it, Kolarys. It's been nearly a month since you've been here last, and being being here steps away from the inside of your home just fills you with a warmth on the inside, and also with some anxiety, but mostly warmth, knowing that you're back to a safe place. As all of you approach the door, you hear a shatter and a little bit of laughter coming from inside, and it would seem like you hear the sound of your mother, your siblings, and a unfamiliar voice on the inside. Well, not too unfamiliar. You sort of recognize it. It is someone from town, someone seen talking time and time again. Can't quite place the voice yet, but you know that it's, someone that you have seen before, way before your many adventures. And you stand there in the front door. Do you go in?
I'm trying to decide if I want to go in. Kind of want to stealth in.
Do you want to stealth in?
I want to stealth in.
Sure. Where true?
I don't. Can I cast spider climb and come in through the ceiling?
You can always just wait, like the ceiling of the front entrance, or like go outside through the roof and enter the upper floor.
Let's go through. Let's spider climb through an upper floor.
Sure, you have grown up in this house. You know there's many. You know these walls fairly well. You could just climb it normally. You have done that. You have done so many times in your life. You don't need spider climb to just climb the outside of your house.
Fine.
Falkan and Drachdarin might, if they want to follow you in.
I should not do that.
Wait. Wait. I will come introduce you later.
We will stand conspicuously out front of this nice home.
Nah,
It is
yeah.
nice, thank you.
Let's try not to look shady.
Hmm.
Oh,
You
no
know.
one notices.
Drac just crosses his arms and turns around and just stands there like he's a bodyguard almost, basically.
Starts
Uh,
pouring some wine for me and Drake.
Are
Wine?
Pent and Cole waiting by the front as well?
Yes.
Pours wine for all four of us then.
Sure. You
Have a
pour-
drinking party. I'm gonna go make sure things are okay.
Sure. They
Bye-bye, have fun.
Pent and Cole looks a little bit reluctant to drink. They seem to think that they're like on duty, and it takes a lot of convincing for them to even grab the cup that you offer them. But eventually they do. Meanwhile, Kolarys, you just go over to a very familiar creeping vine that goes up one of the walls. You know also that it doesn't go all the way up, but you know that there's a few footholds and handholds here and there where you can use to climb the brickwork of your house. Uh, in a very like also tucked away location in the back. You've done this many times before, so it's no breeze. You just kind of go in, start climbing. It kind of brings you a little bit of nostalgia. You go all the way over to the roof. You kind of start walking around very carefully and very quietly over to one of the windows, and you lower yourself on the shingles, open the window from outside masterfully. You know how to do this. and you just push it open, step on the windowsill, and get inside, and it's your room, just as you left it. Except that, of course, people have been here to clean it on the dust and such.
Clean it, make my bed, because I never have.
Yeah, someone has made your bed.
Okay, do I know whereabouts the voices are coming from?
They are coming from the sort of like the big room where people have the dinner room. You know, your house is like there's the front, then there's the hall, and to the side there's the dining room where guests usually go to talk and discuss things.
I just want to sneak next to the entryway of that room then.
Sure, you very slowly go over, get out to the upper floor of the main hall. There is a staircase that kind of forks over, and the whole middle is sort of empty with a big candelabra in the in the ceiling. And just from up there, you can already hear the voices echoing, and you can hear what everyone is saying mostly well. It's your family, your mother, your. Let me find this information. It's your your mother, your two siblings, and your brother and sister, and the other voice. They are talking, and the voice that you recognize but don't know exactly who it is, just kind of keeps on saying reassuring things. Oh, but don't worry, he'll be fine. They just want to talk like they always do. I bet that it's something like trivial. Just maybe he looked someone the wrong way. Maybe they just I don't know. Maybe someone just thought it was weird. He was there and they wanted to check something out, and that's why they're calling. I don't think he's gonna be in any trouble. And then you hear your mom talking with that voice that you know she uses whenever she's withholding information but trying to look very friendly and outward. Oh, I know, but Kolarys, he just always gets himself into all manner of little troubles here and there, and I'm mostly worried. He's never been over to Talam Forard before. And I'm mostly just worried because those are chaotic lands. You know how the law over there is. It's probably it's probably fine, I'm sure of it, but I just worry. Whenever that envoy came over, and I don't know, I needed to make sure that he's alright. And then the voice said, "Oh, but don't worry, I'm sure that he will be just fine. I give you my word." And then you just hear your brother going, um, but Mrs. Uxian, you have talked to this envoy. What else did they said? Did they give any more information? And she just replies, well, they said that they are going to give in the full information whenever Kolarys is located, so just waiting. But if it was more drastic, I don't think they would have sent just an envoy. They would have sent a whole army, or at least an enforcer. But like I said, don't worry. Sure, that will be over soon.
I'm gonna point my finger at my sister and cast message.
Mm-hmm.
Meet me out in the hallway.
Um, everyone's talking, and then you just hear a little yelp. Oh no, my dress! I'm really sorry, Mom. Just hold on. I'll be right back. Sorry. And then you just hear kind of hurried footsteps going through the hall, growing increasingly louder. And then your sister shows up in the lower floor of the hall. She looks around. Eventually, she sees you upstairs, and she kind of nods at you, and just goes into the kitchen.
I'm gonna meet her in the kitchen.
Sure. Easily enough.
Make sure the door's shut.
Yeah, you sneak around very easily, and then you meet your sister there, and she just looks at you and says, "Kolarys, where have you been? We have been worried and sick about you."
Been in jail. Who's here?
"In jail? Lady Uxian, she's here."
Lady Uxian?
"Yeah, Sonorai Uxian from the council. It's here."
Oh dear God. This is bad. This is bad. This is
"Oh,
bad.
I know it's bad. They said that an envoy came in looking for you and your friend, Falkan. And they won't tell us what's going on. They are waiting for you. What did you do? What happened? Did you get it?"
Yes. And then Falcon disappeared. And then reappeared in jail. And he's outside.
"What? Falkan is outside? Like right now?"
Yes.
And she just looks like flabbergasted. She doesn't know exactly what to say.
And we may also have an undead compatriot that cannot rest peacefully in the afterlife until he kills Lady Sunoroy.
Sister, she just kinda just goes a little pale and says, "What? Kolarys, what in the world are you talking about?"
I'm just telling you the truth because you're my precious little sister and I can trust you.
"Of course, but we thought you were just going to go over there to recover some documents. I didn't. You would
I
find...
didn't actually do that part.
Oh no, Kolarys. That's the one thing you had to do. Wait, you're in jail, you said, right? Is that why the envoy is here? Because you escaped jail? I don't think you left peacefully, did you?
No, we did not.
Oh,
They may have sent the dragon after us.
a dragon? No way. They cannot have sent you a dragon after you. Did they?
Oh, yes. What? Oh, where is his name? He's a big fellow.
Did you fight him?
A little bit.
How in the world are you alive, Kolarys? No one fights a dragon and leaves to tell the tale.
Okay, Falcon has this really big fellow with him. He's kind of cute. He's a good fighter.
She smiles a bit, like you break a little bit of the tension. She smiles a bit and just goes, "Kolarys, come on, this is serious."
I know. Okay.
All right.
How do we handle this? Do I bring them in? Do we confront her, or do we just leave?
I don't know. Mom seems very guarded about Lady Uxian. You know how Mom is with these things. She has a very good intuition, so I think it's best that Lady Uxian doesn't know that you're here yet until we've all managed to talk about it and see what we do.
Well, she also is a murderer. Like that undead friend we have. Yeah, she killed him.
At that point, she just goes, "My Kolarys, what in the world have you gotten yourself into? What's going on?"
We have an undead friend that needs to kill her.
And you just hear a loud voice coming in from the room. Your mother voice going, "Remela, is everything alright over there, dear?" And your sister just goes, "Yeah, Mom, I'll be there in a second. I'm just freshening myself up. Hold on, I'll be there. In just a moment." "Kolarys, let's meet
You know what?
outside. Let's meet your friends outside somewhere safe. I'll find a way to tell Mom and I'll tell Mom, I'll tell Lord Dara and Father whenever he comes back that you're here, and no, just stay somewhere safe, stay hidden. Maybe go to the mines. I don't think they'll look for you there. Uh, and then we'll talk. We'll see what we do. Okay?
You know what? We're gonna go to Falcon's place.
Are you sure? Well, I guess they wouldn't think to
Well,
look for you there.
the only other safe place is another noble's house.
Well, that is true, I guess. Well, all right then. I'll see if I can send someone over there. If not, I'll go there myself. As soon as we, get rid of her. But
Right.
it's good to see you again, Kolarys. And she runs up to you and kind of hugs you tightly.
I just squeeze her super hard.
She smiles and says, "Oh, I'm glad to see that you're still okay. Doesn't look like you got anything bad happen to you. I knew you would
Falcon
be
may have hit
alright."
me over the head pretty hard.
No, that's nothing. Well, in
I
any
know,
case,
right?
well, I look forward to meeting your friend and seeing Falcon again. But in any case, be very careful, Kolarys. Okay?
Stay safe, all of you.
We will. We always do. You know how it is. And she smiles, turns around, and kind of hurriedly cleans up her dress a little bit before going back. Say, "Sorry, Mom. I was just I couldn't find the I just couldn't find the bathroom." And then they rejoin the conversation that they were having. And I imagine you sneak out of the house.
Yeah, I'll just. Yeah. No, not the front door. I'll just sneak back the way I came in.
Sure, easily enough. It doesn't take too long before you just sneak out your way back upstairs, get into your bedroom, out the window, just climb down this time around, fall down in the backyard, landing in the soft grass, and just kind of slinking back to the front where you you meet Drachdarin, Falcon, Pent, and Cole. Just still getting started with their cups. It wasn't there for that long.
Can I roll a performance check?
What are you trying to do? I'm worried.
You sound worried.
It depends on what I roll.
What are you trying
now
to
I'm
do?
worried. Now I'm worried.
Sure,
Just
sure.
not be.
Roll
Oh.
me your performance check and then tell me what happens, I guess.
All right.
Him telling the DM what happens.
Oh, I'm on Kolarys' shoulders, and I've got my staff on the other side. I've got prestidigitation, shooting fireworks off both of them, off either end.
Oh no. Yeah.
Just as you walk out.
You just do a whole celebratory thing. Some sparks go off, and they'll make very, kind of soft explosion noises, but still like, it looks like fireworks.
I start sprinting towards his family's house with him still on my shoulders. Oh dear God!
Wait, on your shoulders?
You said Kolarys.
Oh, did I say Kolarys?
You
I meant
did.
Drachdarin.
I know you meant Drac.
I meant Drachdarin.
I was like, there's no way.
No. I meant Drac. I'm sorry, not Kolarys, not you.
You know what? In that case, I'm gonna cast Grease under Drac's feet.
All right, what's the deck save on that?
Sure. Yeah, sure. Go on. Start spending your spell slots.
Yep.
But yeah, give me a dexterity saving throw, I guess.
Yeah. I don't even know what your save is. It's probably higher than 12.
It's 13. You fail.
God damn it. Yeah.
You splat.
Massive Dragonborn slips and falls real hard.
Wait.
Drachdarin, remind me, how tall are you again?
Do you want me to recalculate things real quick?
Do it.
So,
Sure, do it.
because of the way that we decided we've been going about this with the
Mhm.
linear progression sort of thing, and the fact that you just changed the final point to be level 10 instead of level 15, technically, where's my Excel document?
Just answer me this quickly. Is Drachdarin over 10 feet tall?
Technically, if you were to recalculate it, yeah.
Okay, so Falcon, you're gonna take 1d6 bludgeoning damage from falling 10 feet of height.
I'm gonna cast Featherfall so Drac falls very slow onto his face. And I'm just gonna hop off.
Sure. Fair enough. You cast Featherfall. Drachdarin at this point he's just he slept, or rather he slipped. His feet are way over his head now. He's just going down. About to face plant when you cast Featherfall, and he's just very slowly descending face first towards a puddle of grease on the ground.
What is happening? This is Falcon.
Just slow-mo falling into the ground.
He just puts his hands on the ground like.
And
Okay.
Drachdarin, try as you might to really get a grip on the ground to like slow your descent, you can't. As you put your big mittens of a hand on the ground, it just slips around. You can't catch any grip, and you just slowly face plant. You just see your face being pressed on the ground. And eventually, the rest of
Kolarys?
your body goes down as well until you're
Kolarys,
landed.
I'm going to actually kill you. What the fuck?
You two need to shut up. She is in there.
Then why did you cast Grease, asshole?
Ugh, it's all over my eyes.
It's a vocal spell. Why did you cast Grease?
Nothing could be louder than your stupid fireworks show.
They were quiet little fireworks.
Quiet little fireworks. We're going to your place right now.
You're not even going to introduce us.
I grab the wrists of my two squires and start marching towards his family home.
Sure, Pent and
Very-
Cold don't complain at all. They just go along. And Falcon, you manage to hop off out of the grease area, so you just kind of land there and just do whatever. Drachdarin takes you a while before you manage to stand up, kind of slip and sliding all about. Before you see, at this point, everyone's like away from view. Before you manage to recompose yourself and stand up and get out of the grease by crawling, sort of. The front door to Kolarys' house opens up, and you do see a two dragonborn at the door. They look young, a female and a male copper dragonborn. They look outside, and they just see this behemoth kind of slipping on the grease.
Good day.
Good day.
I cast message at them. He's with Kolarys. Leave him be. Shut the doors.
Sure. The younger female dragonborn, your sister, she just kind of bumps him, bumps the other dragonborn, your brother, just kind of bumps him with her elbow and just says, "It's him. Come on, let's go back inside." It's everything's alright, Mom. It's just a merchant. He tripped and fell, and they go back inside.
Nobles. He just grumbly walks after.
Sure.
You think I could turn him into a gerbil later?
Who are you asking that?
Kolarys, probably.
Talking to Drac.
Oh, you stayed back with
Turn
me.
me into a gerbil. No, I got that.
You can what?
You think I could turn Kolarys into a gerbil later? Stuff him in a little box.
Oh, the little box.
Yeah.
Good plan.
This is really unfair to Drac because we're in a very dangerous situation. He has no idea.
Yeah. Drac does kind of. He picks up the pace a little bit, but not that much.
Sure.
He's just walking.
I
Also, this is a really big city compared to what he's used to. So
very. It's like huge.
this is not something he does.
I wonder what boxes is that you guys are talking about, but sure.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the box.
It'll become relevant eventually.
It'll become relevant later.
It takes you guys a while for you to walk all the way over to Falcon's place. It's about like a 15-ish minute walk. The city is big. 15 minutes, by the way, is like about one point of the city to the other. Back in Tide, in here, it's like going one neighborhood to the other. It's fairly large. Eventually, you do get to Falcon's home. It's very large. It's not just like a two-story large house. It's actually a whole estate, however you pronounce that. It's like a large home. There's a whole garden around the entire house with little hedge sculptures going on. There's even a fountain, a whole like entryway made of cobblestone that kind of does a circle around the fountain with like a space for carriages to stop right at the doorstep. There's even a gate going in, and you can see that there's a very well engraved into the grave. Into the did I say grave? I meant gate.
You did.
Sorry.
How very foreshadowy of you.
Sorry. Into the front gate, GATA. Well, however you spell that. There's a
GATA.
I can't spell for shit. There's a big like right in the middle. There's a big circle that splits in half as the gate opens, and it's embroidered or like engraved in very fancy golden letters. The letter D, and it's very clear who this house, or rather this estate, belongs to. This house is, however, only 2 stories tall, but the floors are a little bit higher, taller than regular houses. And all of you stand in front of the entrance gate, several paces away from the actual entrance to the house.
Are you
Kolarys
kidding me,
has
Falkan?
folded his arms, impatiently tapping his foot.
This is where you live? Are you kidding me?
What do you mean?
This is a nice house. Both of you live in nice houses.
You missed the part when we're noble.
No, I get that, but like, it's really a perspective thing. You do have to understand. Literally, where I grew up, we lived in tents.
I mean, I can get
mean,
you a
it's-
Well,
big
I
tent.
guess our houses are intense.
Ha 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 ha. Why are you acting so fucking weird?
Reach up, grab what of his collar I can even reach, pull him down as hard as I can, probably can't even budge him, and go, she is in there. Lady Uxian is in my house.
Ah, see, that's all you had to say. That's really unfortunate.
Oh, why don't you just tell us?
I think he was kind of panicking.
Would have told you had you not been blowing fireworks.
They were like a shower of sparks.
It was drawing attention to us, though, I will say that.
Yeah, but we made 10 gold off of it later. I mean, earlier.
We are not becoming a circus together, Falcon. That is not happening.
Do not encourage this behavior. Why'd you let him up there on your shoulders?
I mean, what am I going to do?
Roll your shoulders, he'll probably fall right off.
I like Falcon a little too much to overtly just try and hurt him.
Ah, thank you. I like you too, big guy.
Now, if I accidentally hurt him, that's a
Oh.
different story.
You wouldn't do that, would you?
Not on purpose. And he just kind of
Aw.
winks.
Ah, takes it very genuine.
So,
What you two are cute together. Anyway, inside, please.
yes, Falcon, I guess, why don't you go first?
I don't know these people. I mean, I don't know these people
My face
now.
palm.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
How long have you been gone?
I mean, Kolarys, how long have I been gone?
I mean, not long enough that people would forget you.
It's been like 2 months.
See? Okay, yeah, thank you, voice in the sky. I'm not dead, so, I mean, I just have absolutely no recollection of anyone here.
Just be upfront about that. It'll be weird if, like...
I'm going to grab Falcon's hand and escort him inside.
Eh,
Sure. As you go in closer, the gate doesn't budges, doesn't opens. Kolarys, you remember coming in to play at Falcon's house many times when you were younger. This gate is enchanted. It only opens and allows passage to those who knows the password.
Stares at the gate.
Would I know the password then?
Sure. Make a history check, just in case. You would know, but
I
then
guess
again...
he told.
Ah, good for you. Yes, the Dukuls, they change the password to the gate every so often. It's more like a voice activated thing. You say the password and it opens. It's mostly they change it every often. But thankfully you remember that whenever they changed it, you kind of made sure to know what the password had changed into for the last time. It was changed like in the past month, and you know it. So go ahead and say the password to open up the gate.
While
Now I feel,
remembering, Falcon's already trying to climb it.
but I'll let him climb.
You don't get a lot of headway, Falcon. The whatever enchantment is on the gate like allows you to touch it and sure, but whenever you try to climb it, it seems to get very slippery. But you try your best to kind of sink your claws in there and just really struggle to make your way all the way up to the top of the gate. Whenever you try to kind of perch on the top, there seems to be some sort of magical barrier that stops you from being able to fully perch in there, and you can't quite get a grip and eventually just slide down back to the ground.
What's up with all the grease today?
Come on, Falcon, what's the matter? Get a grip, man.
Whenever you look at your hands, they're spot clean. There's no grease whatsoever. It's just some manner of enchantment that has been put on the gate to stop, or rather deter people from entering.
What's a
The
grip?
grip was the password.
What?
Yeah, the grip was the password.
Get a grip.
Sure, yeah. You say get a grip, and you just see that the gate kind of shudders a little bit, and you see that it just kind of very slowly opens just enough to allow the both of you, Falcon and Kolarys, to go in. It doesn't opens up enough for Drachdarin. You will have to open that by hand, but whatever enchantment was on the gate seems dispelled momentarily and allows you passage.
Yeah, pushing it open wider for said large friend.
Oh, good. Is your entire family mages? Are we about to hang out with a bunch of mages? I don't know.
I
if that makes sense.
mean,
What do you think I learned most of my tricks?
Okay. Great. Love mages. Super exciting.
if it's any consolation, I'm the only time mage.
It's not. Please, continue.
So all three of you, or rather five of you, because Pent and Cole, they're just staying by quietly, but they kind of follow along. They all go in. All five of you go in. As soon as you go in, takes a moment. The gate eventually closes on itself, and you see that the enchantment seems to rearm, and the gate is once again protected. The property is protected. All five of you walk all the way to the front entrance. It's a lengthy walk. It takes like a minute to walk from the gate to the front door, but eventually you're there, and it's ridiculously opulent. This house is huge, and yeah, you're standing in front of the double doors, and imagine you push it open to get inside the cool state, right?
Yeah.
I do. I definitely do.
Okay.
Sure. As soon as you walk in, it's very large, very opulent. The floor is like tiles that have been polished so much that they reflect everything, and the everything here looks like it was just recently polished, cleaned up. It's looking brand new, and seeing the size of this house is amazing that they are able to keep it clean this much. Uh, Same deal is a entrance hall, but much larger, with a stair that also forks into two directions, leading to an upper floor of the main hall, where there's several doors, some corridors that goes on. There's a whole thing on the upper floor. On the bottom floor, you do see that the entrance to the dining hall is it's not even doors. It's just a large passage, very large passage, and to the other side there's some more doors, and it's kind of daunting to be here because there's a lot of ground to cover between each door. So to go from one door to the other door to cross any room here is lengthy of a walk, and you imagine like why would someone need a house this big? But the first thing you actually notice when you go in is a slightly shorter blue dragonborn female. She's walking by, dressing, wearing a maid dress, and she just turns over, sees the five of you coming in, and she just beams up. Oh, Lord Falkan, you've been gone for so long. How are you doing? We were worried.
Hey, doing okay. I got bonked on the head a few times, but I'm doing just fine.
Oh,
Please forgive him if he seems confused. We had some run-ins, and those few monks may have some lasting effects.
oh no, do you need to be looked after? You need a medic.
You know, honestly, probably. I get that a lot, but yeah, probably.
Alright, I'll look into getting a medic for you. Do you want me to prepare lunch for you and your friends?
Yeah, do we have time for that, Kolarys?
As far as I know, we have all the time in the world.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Lord Falcon, I'll make your favorites: fried eggs, roasted potatoes, and a large serving of mayonnaise for you.
Grazie, grazie.
Will your friends be having the same?
Yes, of course.
Just
Wonderful,
tea, darling.
wonderful. And she just turns around before she goes away. She kind of just looks one last time over. Oh, also, it's very good to see you, Lord Kolarys. Hope you've been doing well. And she goes into the kitchen to start preparing lunch for all five of you.
Did she say there would be mayonnaise involved? Is this your... This is not just a... I'm done. I quit. This is
A
ridiculous.
very slow turn of his neck to drag a very long grin up his face, knowing that he just got him in the long con.
Unbelievable. I thought it was all an act, but truly you do actually like disgusting egg-based condiments.
I told you, it can
Amazing.
keep you alive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you're sitting there reading into the dark recesses of the night and you don't want to sit there and bother on, things like eating, mayonnaise is a good substitute.
You do know that beer is liquid bread, right?
Yeah, I thought about learning the spell Goodberry, but, druids.
What do you have against druids?
Ugh.
Sounds like the same thing I have against wizards.
I
So,
think he's jealous that druids commune with nature.
I'll turn you into nature.
wow, you're so very threatening.
Is that canon?
Oh no!
Very, very much tries to hold himself back from wasting one of his level 4 spell slots.
As all three of you, Pent and Kolar are also there, but they're not talking. As all of you keep loudly talking in the main hall, eventually you just hear a door opening up in the upper floor. The door opens, you hear footsteps approaching the entrance hall on the upper floor, and you see a dragonborn, male, tall, has some scars, broken horn, and he looks down at all of you. Falkan, you're back.
No, yes. I'm not dead.
I imagine I recognize this as the lord of the house.
Yes, this is Falcon's dad. Lord Ravozeros Doku.
I bow. Lord Decool.
Lord Domarev. And companions. Falkan, where have you been?
Got
Nudge
knocked on the
Falcon.
head.
It's your
Hmm?
dad.
Right. Sorry, Dad. Got knocked on the head a few times. I may have knocked something loose.
It's Lord Dooku. Also, why haven't you been on the academy?
Knocked on the head.
Ouch.
Are you
That didn't
playing?
go well.
Are you playing games with me, boy?
uh, I certainly hope not.
Come on, my office. Let's have a talk. And he just turns around and leaves.
Well, I'm dead.
I give
Did you
Falcon a big hug. It was nice knowing you.
do you want me to write
I'm
something
going to enjoy egg salad.
Mm,
Do you want me to write something nice or snarky on your gravestone?
nah, something snarky. I want to know that I want everyone to know that when I'm dead, I was a bitch.
Cool. I will write something nice then.
Thank you. You get me.
Have fun. I guess we'll go have mayonnaise-based lunch.
I reach into my robe and pet my bird for good luck.
Zasalamel just stands there, kinda leaning against you. You sense a little bit of dread and sadness on him, but he kinda is bracing himself to be there for you.
Okay, Kolarys, where the hell's the office?
Sure. uh,
I,
at that
that
point, you
just-
look around a little bit confused, wondering where to go.
I just give him. You know what? I give him vague directions.
Sure. You sort of tell him like,
What a good friend.
it's on the upper floor, to the direction he went, and
Upper floor, turn left. You'll find it.
Falcon, you do that. You go upstairs, look in the hallway for a little while, wondering where to go. You try to go more or less into the direction you saw your father wandering in. You open the door. It's just one of the many bedrooms of the house. You close the door, keep going, open the next door over. It's another bedroom. You close the door, go a little bit over, and then you open, and then you reach the office with the big library and all that.
Hello. I just shutting the door behind me and trying to look around the library.
It's equally as opulent as the whole house. There's plenty of books all over the place. There's a big, large desk. Kinda. It's not like crazy in design or anything. It looks very classical, very like fancy, but also modest in a certain way. It doesn't like goes crazy in any way. There's a long, big rug from the front door all the way to the desk. There's bookshelves all over the place, but all of them very neatly organized. There are some things exposed on the wall, several pictures of some of your family. You see all those pictures. You don't quite recognize the people on there. Make a perception check to notice the names on the frames.
Okay.
Ooh,
All right. 21.
you see that you see several frames with large paintings of your family, Black Dragonborns. There's one that is of this Dragonborn that you see in front of you, your father, with another Dragonborn that looks just like him, and on and behind them there's another Dragonborn, and you look at the title in the frame. It says that it's the cool lords There's Revozaros, who is your father. There's the other one, Maroth, who I don't know exactly who it is, but looks eerily like your father. And another one that looks like their father, and it's Jebediah.
Ha!
Who you imagine could be your grandfather, thanks to your high intelligence.
I appreciate that, Doug.
You're welcome. You see that there's several many pictures of them. There's pictures of other Dragonborns, but those are much smaller and they don't seem to have like nameplates associated with them. But it's a whole large family of varied-looking black Dragonborn. You do recognize that there's a couple pictures that you're in. It's you and several other Dragonborns that look more or less around your age. You wonder that they might be close relatives. You try and look for Cantus in any of those pictures, but you don't quite recognize him. You imagine that he is in one of those, but you don't know exactly who of these Dragonborn he is. There's also more pictures of your father and the other Dragonborn in Maroth, in like War Mage regalia, and just a lot of like condecorations, little medals on their clothes. You also see that there's what appears to be a very fancy staff exposed on the wall, kind of not even like attached to the wall by anything. It's just kind of floating there in the air in front of a plate. It doesn't seem like there's nothing holding it. It kind of just hovers there with a soft glow. It looks very cool. And then there's your father behind the desk.
Hey.
An envoy come for you.
No what?
An envoy. Someone from Talan Furad came for you. Or rather, looking for you. What have you done?
Do you want the long answer or the short answer?
What have you done, Falkan?
Well, I thought I'd go out of my way to, study time magic a little bit more and may or may have not gotten involved with the time stream, and it took a trip about 1,000 years in the future, and I'm back.
Midway through you saying that whole sentence, he's just kind of rubbing his fingers against his temples, just going. That's not what we sent you to the academy for. You know that.
It was too slow. It'd take forever to explain every little dumb thing. I do a lot
That's
better learning
how
on my
the
own.
academy works, Falkan. You can't do it at your own time. The ability works in a certain fashion, and you have to follow it.
I've learned so much in such a short amount of time compared to what I would have learned at the academy.
Well, whatever it is you think you've learned, it's not what you need to be in the courts. I told you not to be hanging around with those divination students at the academy. Sent you to be an abjurer. Did you learn
Nice.
anything?
I still know some abjuration magic.
Well, you have not yet graduated, have you?
No.
Then, what are you waiting for?
I'd rather learn all kinds of magic, to be honest with you. What's the point in specifying in just one thing when I can learn a whole bunch of things?
Falkan, I'm at the end of my patience with you. I've allowed your little antics to go on for way too long. Longer than I would have. You are a horrible influence on Erisier. Your little brother, he will also enter the academy, was to become an evoker on an Abdra. And guess what? He's studying transmutation. He wants to be like his older brother. Study things. What's he gonna do? Become a merchant? That's not the way
No,
of the Doku, Falkan, and you know
I
that.
mean, sir, I mean, if it's any consolation, transmutation saved my life a few times.
You would not have needed transmutation to save your life if you were here studying instead of being out and about.
I mean, that may have been so, but you should see what I can do now.
Well, whatever it is that you can do, Falkan, I hope it is good. Cause the envoy that has been sent here from Talanfarad said that you committed crimes over there. They want you sent as a prisoner.
Again?
What do you mean again?
Nothing. What crimes did they say I've committed?
You've attacked high-ranking members of the government. You have orchestrated an escape. You have absconded with guards. You have kidnapped them, or so they say. You have done all manner of things that in no way have I ever heard a Doku being accused of doing. Or at least I hope it was your companions that did that and managed to get you blamed for that as well.
Sir, in all right, it was self-defense. They stripped me naked and beat me and threw me into one of their cells. What else was I supposed to do? Just sit there and rot?
You should have found a way to use the diplomacy. You should have been going to college, to academy, to learn, to try and talk your way out of it. Send a letter. We would have sent someone to take you out. Or even better, you should not even have left the academy to begin with. You should have been there studying. Wouldn't go to prison in another country if you were there.
I can't say I was really the one who was performing the violence that day, but I still use what I've learned in diplomacy.
They want you arrested, Falkan. We have
I'm not going
talked.
back to their jail.
We are talking. Let me find the name real quick.
Take your time.
We've been talking to Ritelia. You know how hard it is to find an audience with Ritelia, and yet I've managed to do that for my son. Okendoku carries my name and will not besmirch it while I live. Ritelia tells me that instead of being arrested, you could be exiled.
Exiled.
And yet, I had to pull all manner of favors to ask, very kindly, for the rector of the academy to take you in and grant you scholastic immunity, so you cannot get arrested for any crimes.
Well, I really appreciate it.
Show your appreciation by going back.
How often do I have to attend the academy?
Falkan, I am running out of patience.
If it's any consolation, my memory's kind of shot lately, so I actually don't remember a whole lot. I'm still trying to get all of that back. Maybe after I've jarred my memory a bit, maybe we can talk about sending me back there. Maybe a medical leave or.
Fine, Falkan, I have better things to do. Go talk to Josita. She will look after you. I want an answer tomorrow morning. Now let me focus.
Thank you, sir. And I turn around and leave.
Sure. You leave the office, still feeling yourself in all manner of weird places mentally, and you don't even seem to recall walking, but you have made your way back downstairs to the entrance hall, where your friends are no longer there. You imagine they're at the kitchen, but don't know where the kitchen is.
I wander around aimlessly again.
Sure. Eventually, you'll find the kitchen. It takes you opening a few more rooms to a few more doors to other rooms. Eventually, you manage to wander into the kitchen, and the Dragonborn maid is there. Oh, Lord Falkan, I saved you a place. Come down. Your food is getting cold.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Also, hello.
Hello. Are you well,
Uh,
Lord Falkan?
Well, truth be told, I've been knocked on the head a few times, and
Yes,
I don't
yes, your
remember.
friends told me.
Oh, I don't remember names very well right now, if you don't mind.
Oh, you cheeky boy. Don't tell me you don't remember me.
Kind of like nervously grins. Just, again, I got knocked on the head really hard.
Well, it's alright. You had a long journey, I'm sure of it. Just say, thank you for the meal, Josita. And everything will be
Thank
fine.
you. Thank you, Josita.
You're welcome, Lord Falkan. Enjoy your eggs and your mayonnaise.
So, what are you four up to?
You are
Pent,
so pale.
Pent and Cole are just like head, they have sunk their heads into the plates, are just mashing potatoes and eggs and mayonnaise down their throats.
Oh.
They're very hungry.
Falcon, you look like you've seen a ghost.
I feel like a ghost.
Well, you're not dead, so I guess all of my liturgy and figuring out what I was going to write at your funeral is all for waste, but... Oh, well.
Oh, you actually wrote stuff down.
No, I've been just thinking about it. Unlike you, I don't carry pen, paper, and all that shit with me, so, you know. No, I didn't write it.
I could teach you how to write.
I know how to write, Falcon.
Hmm.
The same way I know how to read. Just because
I'm impressed.
Just because I'm big doesn't mean I'm stupid.
You'd be surprised the types I've met.
Actually, I probably wouldn't, because I probably was with those exact types for quite a few years. Your chef is actually pretty good. Surprisingly, pretty good food.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so the cilantro I put into the food. There's a lot of spices there.
It's very good.
Thank you.
So, what did your father have to say?
Well, it turns out news of us, breaking out of a jail and stuff kind of reached all the way back here, and through diplomatic means, it's either I go to school or I get exiled.
Okay, not the worst options, but... I mean... Did you tell him that you're kind of an adventurer now?
No, I kind of didn't say that.
That's usually kind of an important thing to lead with, just for your information.
Probably. Sorry, I was panicking.
I noticed.
Diplomacy, huh?
I'm guessing you and your father aren't on the best terms.
Not the best. Um, not the best, no.
You know, I've been thinking. We do know for a fact that Lady Uxian is a murderer.
Yes.
That's some hard pay dirt.
The problem being is that we don't really have concrete evidence. Other
We have the
than
murdered victim.
he just pats the bag. He's like, "Yeah, I get that, but I am worried about the fact that he might just come out swinging. If you know what I mean."
We're in the central
probably
part of
would.
town. He probably can, to be honest.
No, not here. That's why we didn't. Frankly, that's why we didn't jump her at my place.
Yeah. So, I mean, the last time I was in a courtroom didn't go so well either. So, I'm not great at the diplomacy thing unless it's with an axe.
If we could find maybe a little bit more hard evidence. I mean, we literally have a soul of the damned. I mean, that's pretty hard evidence to be blunt.
I get it, but like, it just seems a little on the nose, if you know what I mean. And I mean, how easy would it be for her to just say like, "No, I didn't do that"? I mean,
We stalk her tonight.
You mean I stalk her?
I mean, I
That
can.
felt
make you
nasty to
invisible.
say.
I mean, do you want to be invisible or?
You can go invisible. I can stealth.
I mean, do you want to be invisible and stealth?
That could work.
Yeah, see, so I'm saying, I got you.
I definitely should not accompany you.
That might be for the best.
I am.
No, I wonder why not.
Oh, it can't be potentially obvious that I am the most obvious thing in the city, I imagine.
Well, we only have tonight and the rest of the day. By the morning, my dad's going to want an answer, and it's either they send me off to the college again, or I get exiled from Mavlanock.
So
Well,
we follow her, gather more information, and in the morning, you demand a trial.
This would be the second time I've been in a courtroom in a matter of weeks.
you did pretty good last time, though.
That was more backup than anything.
You were.
Hey, we didn't go to trial.
Well,
Wait, in the future.
Right.
yeah, don't
This is
worry,
the
it
first
hasn't happened
time.
yet.
This is the first time in the past that you've had a trial.
I mean, if you think about it,
God damn time travel.
See, it's not just me.
I mean, I guess if you think about it, the trial in the future hasn't happened yet.
So
You're pre-guilty of crimes.
You technically have no experience then.
I wasn't the one getting put in jail that time.
It's true. Either way about it, where am I supposed to stay through all this? Am I gonna sit at an inn, or am I going to just freeload it like Kolarys' house or something? What are you two
Well,
are going to go sneaking about?
I guess you could watch from afar?
I mean, sure.
We'll see when my sister gets here. If the house is clear, then there's perfect arrangements at my place.
If nothing else, I can be a very, very good distraction.
I don't think a distraction. Well, actually, that might not be a bad idea. Maybe if we need a distraction, but to be honest, this is more Kolarys' thing than anything.
Either way.
Oh, and then I take off the helm of oh god, what is it called? Comprehend languages, and I slap it on Kolarys' head. Just in case. I don't know, maybe she talks in devil or something. I don't know.
Very weird.
What is this?
Oh, no, I got it from the future. I'll let you understand any language spoken.
It's a very tall, pointy hat.
It is very pointy.
I look like a nerd. I look like Falkan.
Yes.
Kolarys, you see that his hat looks kind of like a pyramid, but it's like very tall.
How am I supposed to hide with this?
Nah, it's equipment. We just pretend it doesn't exist.
You can potentially just look like, like a garden arrangement or something. You would probably
I
blend
pretend
right
it doesn't exist by trying to tilt my head and poke him with it.
But yeah, it lets you understand anything, like, your horns are looking very shiny today, I say in Undercommon.
What kind of language was that? Why
Eh.
did I know what that said?
It's like from hell or something.
First of all, never speak that language again.
Yeah, yeah, the Draka just sounds like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Just really fucked up sounding.
In this setting, Undercommon is not quite the language of the devil or anything. It's mostly the language that some races that will live underground in the future speak. Right now, they live overground, so it's
my
more
lord.
like Southern Common, if you will.
Like Southern Common. Oh shit, that's funny.
Your horns
Oh.
there don't look so good, boy.
Well, I say.
Oh my god, these insults are going to do wonders. I mean, book of insults. Anyways, so yeah, you should be fine.
All right. That's the plan then.
Well, I mean, you go do your rogues thing or whatever, and I'll cast invisibility on you. It lasts for like, I think like 10 minutes or something. I mean, you got plenty of time, and it lasts for like an hour. I'm sorry, so I think you'll have plenty of time.
Are you all done having lunch then?
Very lunched.
Okay.
Oh, I've been shoving my mouth full of eggs this whole time.
I am
there's potatoes too.
That's what Drac would mainly have been eating, not as much in the egg territory.
It's roasted potatoes, fried eggs, and mayonnaise. But sure,
I
Josita,
dip an egg in the mayo and keep eye contact with Drac as I eat the whole thing.
I am visibly disgusted by you.
You may notice that now that Falcon has something he has to actually open his mouth for, you can hear a clackling as he's eating.
Josita, the maid, she comes in. Oh, are you done having lunch, Lord Falkan?
Oh yeah, let me just vacuums the rest of it, and yeah, hands puts the plates all together.
You go Kirby mode. She.
It's a citation Kirby mode.
Yeah. She just looks very pleased that all of you have eaten, and apparently eaten all of it, and apparently liked the whole meal. Maybe not for Drachdarin, but everyone else seemed to enjoy the mayonnaise. She just goes, "Well, I'm glad to see that you all enjoyed my food. Also, Lord Falkan, I left everything in your room, like you asked me to."
Oh, thank you. Really?
You don't remember what you put there, do you?
No, not at all. But I can go check.
Sure. She just starts taking the plates away and lets you to your devices.
I'm just gonna relax. He can go in Inspector's room. He's a big boy.
Yeah, okay. I'll try not to have a mental breakdown or something. Off I go.
Sure. I imagine Kolarys is leading you to your room because you don't know where it is.
Is
I wanted to
instantly
relax,
walking
and
the
you
wrong
forgot where your room is.
way. Already walking the wrong way.
I just grab his hand. Come here, come here. God,
Dad.
it's like we
Sure.
wanted to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
Uh,
You go to the upper floor again. That's where all the rooms are, or so Kolarys tells you. He kind of gives you a lay of the house as you're going by. He kind of points at the rooms and said, "That's this room. That's that room, and that's the way to the basement." That and all those things. And you take mental notes, Falkan, of where your house is. And as he says that, there is a weird familiarity to it, but amnesia. It does wonderful things. Eventually, he leads you
yeah.
to your room. It's on the opposite side of the top floor, opposed to where your father's office is. There's other rooms over there. You go over there, and Kolarys kind of points at the rooms as you pass by them. You pass by your older brother's rooms, Tempus and Clortix's room, your older sister Nagil's room, and then your younger sisters Hayasa and Zensura, and then your younger brother, Erasir. Eventually, you reach your room. You open up the door. Oh, well, is Pent and Cole coming in as well?
Unless they stayed with Drac.
Mm-hmm. They should probably be staying with me.
They stay with Drac.
So is Drake not coming in?
Nope.
Okay, you'll stay somewhere in the house. It's
I'm eating potatoes. I was enjoying my potatoes. I'll just hang out.
Sure, you keep on eating potatoes. Pent and Cole, they kind of just mimic you, the whole potato thing, and they at some point they just say, "Oh, I wonder if Lord Falcon is gonna come back with more wine."
It was pretty good wine.
Meanwhile, Falcon and Kolarys, you both go in. Kolarys, you remember this room pretty well. You've been here several times. It's big, it's large, it's cool. It's like the cool kids room with all the nice toys, all the the latest video games and such, but like the medieval fantasy equivalent to that. If there's any other details you would like to add, Falcon, as to how your room looks like.
Nah.
I know where he
Kinda
keeps the
cozy.
unmentionables. And I point
Lots-
that out to him.
What?
Sure.
What are you doing in my underwear?
It's a very large room. It's like cool and how large it is. You imagine that you could, if you wanted, make a whole slumber party here with Drac, you, Kolarys, and Pentancole. It would kind of get a little cramped, but it fits 4 persons and a big person pretty well, as it happens. And
Room's so big.
very. It's a very large room, very comfortable. There's all the accoutrements and like little facilities that you would see in a noble's bedroom.
I got your own room. You could spoil a brat.
Huh? What do you mean? Wait,
Mo-
you're
own-
calling me spoiled.
Yes, I am.
I don't want to hear it from you.
So cool. Oh, look at me. I'm so cool. I have my own bathroom.
Well, maybe if you read a book.
Good one.
As you get in, the most noticeable thing you see is that you have a desk with your study. There's a lot of books that are there, kind of strewn around and about. Lots of little scribbles and doodles that you have made in your time. Things you don't remember writing, but they as you read, you clearly recognize your handwriting. It says things about Kentus, where could he have gone? You wonder about him, and like you have a little map of the land showing like possible paths. There's several little circles, several points. You have like little scribbled notes about conjuration and necromancy spells. There's also a whoa, I blanked so hard right now. Oh yeah.
It's okay.
Along with all those little notes that you have written in your own handwriting, but you don't remember writing those. But there's also little like tangents where you go off saying maybe I'm gonna hang out at Falkan's, or rather, hang out at Kolarys for the week. Academy sucks, and things like instructor Riktikar looks like an old dunce. He's cool, but eh. And just several little notes about, pretty much like a journal of the things going on. It's like looking at a MySpace you had when you were 15. It's kind of cringe, but it's you, and you just
That's
embrace
supposed to be
it.
Instructor Rictus.
Huh? What about
Was that
Rickar?
Whatever his name is that stick figure supposed to be him?
Hmm.
School sucks, really.
I got better at writing later, I promise. Listen, people are actually buying my scrolls nowadays.
Okay, fair.
The most noticeable thing, though, despite all of that, is a very big leather-bound book in your table with a post-it note that you kind of stuck to it that just read Cantus's spellbook.
Not the one I stole, is it?
I don't know.
Yes, it is the one that you stole. It is Cantus's spellbook, and you didn't look much into it, Kolarys. Falkan just told you this is the book that you have to steal, and then you stole it from the academy. But yeah.
I scoff at it. Well, there's the source of all of our problems.
So this is my cousin's spellbook. Did you know a wizard's spellbook is an important thing?
I didn't even know that was your cousin's spellbook. Damn.
See,
No
the
wonder
thing
you
about a
wanted
wizard's spellbook is these tomes contain all knowledge regarding what we've learned. Without it, we can't do much, but when you have another wizard's spellbook, you can copy down whatever they knew and learn it to yourself. It's like passing down knowledge from one to another. In a way, it's kind of intimate.
Well, what did you learn?
Well, I don't know yet. I haven't sat down and read it. But I suppose, seeing as I don't think we should be running around in the middle of the day sneaking around, and wait more for the nights, I could probably sit down and read this a bit if y'all want to stay in here. It's better than sitting around in some musty tavern.
Alright, but we're playing with your toys.
My what?
We're playing with your chess set.
Just don't break anything. Usually you're supposed to move those around with magic, so at least wear the gloves that come with them.
Let's at least get a servant to go and fetch the rest of our party.
They're just downstairs. Come on, we can go get them.
So yeah, you
Okay,
fetch the rest of the party. Everyone reassembles where?
I assume back into my room.
Yeah, his room.
Everyone fits. Drake, you have a hard time passing through the doors. And it's kind of at after a certain fashion is kind of uncomfortable as you go upstairs. The stairs they creak also very loudly under your footsteps, and as you're walking into the little hallway on the on the upper floor, you know that you're walking a kind of well constructed hallway.
I use minor illusion to conjure the sound of a tuba.
You know that there's
Whacking
nothing.
back bed.
There's nothing underneath, just like a couple pillars holding this whole thing, and you feel like very uncomfortable walking this structure, feeling like it could come down at any second under my weight.
Drag, do you want me to make you smaller for a bit?
Explain further. Kolarys,
Yes?
I am not afraid to throw you.
Why does that just sound fun?
Do you know what the word defenestrate means?
Yes, I do. I've done it many times. I did it earlier.
Yes. I will defenestrate the shit out of you.
That still just sounds fun.
Okay, you're too uppity. Falcon, what? You can just do that?
Well, it's a spell I've learned recently, but yeah, if you want to take about an hour, 2 hours or so, I can turn you into something else.
Maybe we save your spells just in case. For now.
You forget. I can get back my spells if I need to.
You just really want to use this spell, don't you?
No, I'm just worried about your sake.
My sake, I'm worried about the floor's sake.
Emphasis on that. Regardless, yeah, let's go into my room. Just don't break the stairs.
As long as I don't jump or anything, it should be fine. Mostly.
Or if you don't trip on my grease spell again.
Don't do that. Not in my house.
Don't do that. I will go right through the floor, I bet. If nothing else, I'll make a problem out of, scuffing your floor. You'll have to get it replaced. That's a lot of money, a lot of work. That just sounds annoying. And Drac just slowly squeezes his way into Falcon's room.
Slowly but loudly. But as soon as you cross the threshold of the door, there's the support in this room is a little bit better, and you feel like this room will stand your weight pretty well. Although you would still not risk jumping, but at least the floor doesn't creak nearly as much. And you all find yourselves, along with Ant and Cole, in Falcon's room.
And you see this little orb thing. If you channel some magic into it, you can juggle it. He's got all the cool toys.
I see.
I start playing with it.
He's also got a very big room.
Both Pent and Cole just kind of look enraptured by you, juggling the little orb thing using magic. And doing all manner of tricks. Instead of like just tossing it back and forth in your hands in front of you, you can like toss it long distances, and you see that it kind of just flies around the air like a boomerang that doesn't fly that far away. Kind of circles around Falkan and Drachdarin, and then comes back, and you just kind of catch it in your hand, but without actually catching it. It just kind of hovers.
It's like a yo-yo.
Yeah, it's kind of like a stringless yo-yo, and you just kind of do all manner of tricks, like under your legs, behind your head, around the room. It's crazy, but it's cool.
You can be the lead act of our carnival show that we're apparently now going to be doing.
It could be fun.
I landed on his head.
Why? Why are you like this? So
Do you need to cheer up some?
I don't think I need to cheer up. I'm trying to be serious. Unlike you two, I am a stranger in a strange land. You two have just come home. Imagine how I feel.
I go and give him a big hug.
No. He just does like the awkward hand pat on the back.
Or rather, a small hug.
A big small hug.
Big small hug.
So, here's a question. What kind of spellcaster is Cantus, and was he a Dunamancer like Falcon is?
Are you just asking, or are you looking through the book to see it?
Definitely looking through the book, because Dunamancy is a very specific kind of magic, so I was just curious.
As you kind of go to touch the Cantus's book, you see that Zasalamel just kind of jumps out of your robes, jumps into the table, looks back at you, and just calls at your face. Ah! This book is cursed!
Huh?
Since when can he talk?
He could always talk. Cursed. Do you mean that in the literal sense? Like I'm going to get smited if I open this?
Zasalamo doesn't talks back. He doesn't talk much really, and you know that, except in very strenuous and extreme circumstances. He just kind of shakes his head negatively.
Well, now I'm scared to read the thing.
Boy, if only we had someone who could annihilate curses. Wouldn't that be handy?
Hmm.
Do you
I'm
know a
trying to
cleric?
poke Pen and Cole with the pointy hat.
And I can't really remove a curse or anything like that.
Well, you would need something like a cleric or a paladin or something for that.
Wait, actually, Zaslomel, real curse or metaphorically cursed? Shakehead once for real curse, shakehead twice for metaphorical curse.
He shakes his head only once.
Oh, shit.
You don't know exactly the details of it, but you gather that this is being counted as a spell book. It's definitely a magical item of some kind.
I don't know if reading this now would be a good idea.
Yeah, if you open it and it just kills you, that would defeat the whole purpose of everything we've done. Don't do that.
I mean, I could open it, let it kill me, and rewind time and see what happens.
Sure.
I don't like that concept.
Yeah, it's not a good one.
Maybe we just take it to someone who knows how to... Do you know clerics in this city or something? Like, I'm sure you could pay for that.
Actually, Doug, was that an okay to find out the consequences of opening the book, then rewinding afterwards?
Yes. Also, you'd know that this is a stolen book. You probably shouldn't be flaunting it around.
Okay, for pure story's sake, yeah, sure. I'll open it up and get ready to rewind the moment I see what happens.
You open up the book and nothing happens. You can go through the pages, but you feel like there's some hidden magical meaning with this book that you could only get by, identifying it.
Ah, well, I didn't think I'd have to identify, can't. Okay. Alright, sure. I cast Identify on it. Ritual cast Identify.
Sure. You all wait in the room for an hour as Falkan just very lowly mumbles to himself as he's just going through the book, kinda flipping through the pages, doing a little abjuration spell to kinda see what the hell's going on with it in case something bad happens, and then does his whole divination to find out what the heck he's up with this Grimoire of the Mighty Mage. It's a rare, wondrous item. I just written here this blurb. This book possesses many informations about planar travel and death and lichdom. I'll go over details about those things. But while you are holding this leather-bound book, you can use it as a spellcasting focus for your wizard spells, and you gain a +1 bonus to spell attack rolls and to the saving throw DCs of your wizard spells. You can use this book as a spell book. In addition, when you use your arcane recovery feature, you can increase the number of spell slots you regain by 1. Also, this book has a special little function. Once per day when you cast a spell, you can choose to have it be cast as 1 slot level higher than the one you actually use.
Wow, okay. I tried writing all that down. Do you by any chance have a
Sure, I'll send you
send me that?
I'll send you a print screen of this bit. Not the bit where it says what the curse is. Just the bit. Because Identify doesn't reveal curses.
No, it does not.
No, it does not. Now, I assume actually using the spellbook is what will cause it.
You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna I can do that story rewind then, now that I have knowledge of it.
Uh, whoa, hold on. Talk me through that, because your whole like rewind things for when you roll skill checks, you can reroll them.
Yeah, that's what I was asking beforehand if I was allowed to do that, because I was a little miffed when you said sure when I was joking around about it.
Oh,
Sure.
I mean,
And that's why I double checked. I was like, can I do that?
No, I meant in case you needed to do any kind of weird like spell check, like
Like, you know, in case it exploded or something.
I was gonna scare you with a little intelligence saving throw, but nah, it's all right. There's no need to rewind time. Besides, you don't have the power to rewind 1 whole hour. But yeah, you get the sense that this book has, well, you know, the things that this book can do. It's a powerful artifact, and now there's things written on it, which I imagine you're going to take a while to read. The little informations that Cantus has written on it.
A book of lichdom. It's also a very, very powerful book. That being said,
I have written well, I was going to write things about it, but then I had to do a whole thing back at work and going to the grocery store, so I didn't have time to write that. But I'll
oh, it's okay.
I'll ad-lib it. It's pretty much Cantus's obsession with death after his father did not return from the war like your father did, and he started studying a lot of well, kind of he hang out a lot with you, but he being older, it was more so you going after him when he started to study things like rewinding time and dunamancy. But then he started kind of branching off into necromancy to see like what the hell's up with it. Instead of rewinding time, I could just like revive him, something like that. Eventually, he learned that that kind of stuff is tricky to mess with. There's this whole bureaucracy involved where the upper council has to give permission to bring anyone back, and the gist with bringing people that have been involved in the war has a lot of political reasons why you should not do that, because people that have been killed in the war, they absolutely hold grudges. They have seen things. It has been agreed that they should be allowed to rest, and also it's been years, so you need someone really powerful to revive someone that far back. Um, he goes on then to say that he came to conclusion that reviving his father would be a very extraneous task that he could just not go through. Big endeavor for clerics. He's not a cleric, by the way. So he settled for something else, rather seeing how he could instead control death itself. He's been started doing more research into necromancy, undeath, and eventually lichdom. He has found that there is a plane of death called the Shadowfell, where, or no, wait, I named it something different in my world. I don't remember what I called it.
It's okay.
I'll come up with the name eventually. The Shadowfell version in my world. He actually think I just called it Shadowfell. Maybe. Anyways, he found out the Shadowfell is the plane of death, and he decided to do a whole expedition to go there. However, people that go to the Shadowfell hardly ever return unscathed. So he decided to take a lot of precautions to do that, and he started researching a lot of forbidden knowledge to travel there and also protect himself from undeath, and also started looking into lichdom. Maybe it seemed like he had some ideas of turning into a lich, in case worse come to worse, because that way he'll be able to fully control death by being part of it or one with it. He then started writing that he needs now to rewrite a lot of his research, because he's been found out and people are gonna attempt to stop him from traveling there. So he's gonna abandon this book and start writing another book in another language, one that other people can't quite understand, like a secret code. But before he did that, he kind of went on several like spells, trying to uh, mix necromancy and dunamancy to do some sort of like whole time travel thing. Uh, some of that knowledge seems slightly familiar to you, like some really advanced spells and things that could allow you to go to other places and even travel through time. Those are like ridiculously high level spells that Kentas had at some point written into scrolls. You imagine, you're not entirely sure, but you imagine, seeing all evidence, that you probably picked one of these scrolls and just used it then and there and teleported yourself, or rather, yeeted yourself through time. Uh,
Sheesh.
Furthermore, it seems like Kentus uh, decided to just depart for the Shadowfell to look for things. He then left behind his book. Uh, you have there's little annotations and like post-it notes that are on the book, and you recognize his handwriting to be your own, where it says that like just like saying this spell and uh scratching underneath that word, just going on making several little marks here and there to remind yourself of like the little threads that you can follow to go after Cantus, or rather the threads that you did follow at some point to go after him. Um, you end up writing that this book has been stolen from the academy by Kolarys, and you know that this is the only safe place where you can keep it. Nobody will think to look here in your house, and you just leave a little note, maybe to yourself, maybe someone, just saying, "If I don't come back, burn this book."
Huh. Just looking increasingly more and more depressed as he read it.
Did you say the Shadowfell and all that stuff out loud at all?
Uh, I kind of just explain it to everybody what I just learned.
I see. Well, if you went to the Shadowfell, it is extremely dangerous. My companions and I did that at one point. Before you would come along, Falcon.
Mm, is that so?
That place is a waking nightmare.
I
But you
told you your
got out.
cousin was getting into really, really bad stuff.
Mm. Even so, this isn't something I can ignore.
I know. I know.
Well, if he's in the Shadowfell, then... I mean... God, I would hate to go back in that place, but if we really have to at some point, I will come with you. Of that you can be sure.
I appreciate it.
Ironic that that would be the most familiar thing 1,000 years in the past for me.
I wonder if it's changed.
Oh,
Well, then we can switch roles. You can be the familiar and I can be the unfamiliar, because I'm
Uh,
not staying behind for this.
Well, yeah, I'm guessing it's not the same because when we went to the Shadowfell, it was like a shadow version of where we were. So presumably, the Shadowfell is a shadow version of here as well. We saw some weird stuff in there too. I saw some weird stuff.
This book is very powerful. I can use it, but if I do, it's probably not going to be a good idea for me. But
You're
if it's
going
an
to use it,
emergency... This book allows you to cast spells far more powerful than you can hold. Well, that you're able to cast, should I say.
So really more of a last resort then. Probably for the best if it is cursed. Probably shouldn't lead in with it.
Yeah, that would, probably be a bad idea. That being said, as distressing as this is, we have to focus on that lady tonight. How are you feeling, Kolarys?
Well fed and ready to sneak.
Well, all right. Let's get some rest, and as the evening comes on, we can come out.
I'll
Alright.
just sit down against the wall here and take a power nap. How about that?
So, what's the plan, folks?
Rest
I'm using his
until-
tail as a bed.
Rest until nightfall. I am not a bed. Get off me.
Make me.
Fine, you may stay there for now.
I give him cute puppy eyes.
Don't give me the face. I'm not even going to
Thank
look
you.
at you.
That's right. Pent, Cole, you don't have to come with us for tonight.
Are you sure, my lord?
Nah, more people would probably be actually more of a detriment than anything. Take tonight to relax, okay?
Well, my lord, but what should we do while we wait?
Oh, right, we didn't give you any books or anything last time. Nah, well, I have some... I don't know, I got some storybooks laying around if you want to read them.
Sure, my lord. Could do that.
Yeah, it's never a bad idea. Maybe you'll learn a spell or two.
They will not be learning spells. Not with their intelligence score.
He's also got some toys. Just make sure you follow the instructions.
Hey, you can have dumb mages, look at sorcerers.
Hey.
I'm just saying.
By the way,
Hey, for a second, I thought you were going to say me.
by the way, you have not yet gone back home, Kolarys. You imagine that your siblings will be by, but you could also take the time to go speak to your family and also, you know, introduce Pent and Cole to them and get their whole training started, or figure out what's going on with them before you just wait for night to fall.
You know what, Falkan? Let's get them set up as proper squires at my house.
You go do that then. I need to sit down for a while.
I understand.
We'll,
place a
where
Hand on
shall
his
we meet
shoulder
up?
and just one arm hug.
Yeah,
Meet up here.
we'll all meet up. Just come back here and then we can start, alright?
Will do. Pent, Cole, you ready to be officially set up with House Stone when we're out?
Of course, my lord. It's finally happening.
And come with me.
Of course.
And I leave the estate.
Sure. Is Drachdarin staying put?
Drac will, after they've left and he's heard them go down the stairs, he'll kind of stand back up and come over to Falcon and kneel down and just be like, do you want to be left alone?
If you want to stay here, I wouldn't mind the company.
I just don't know where I really should be. I don't really belong anywhere per se.
You can stay here then. massage with me, then you are always welcome to stay here.
Thank you, my friend.
Hey, it's no problem.
I'm sure Kolarys will keep himself out of trouble. I hope.
Yeah, it
Meanwhile,
shouldn't be too long.
Kolarys is downstairs getting stabbed.
Yeah.
Don't save me!
Well, not necessarily, but Kolarys, as you leave the room to go, no, OBS disconnected. What the hell's going on?
Oh no.
Oh no, stream! Don't do that to me. It's
I mean-
back. Cool. So Kolarys, what really happened? You're not stabbed. What really truly happens is that you leave the room, Pent and Cole are right behind you, and they just follow you down the hall. As you're turning the hall to go down the stairs, you just see that Lord the Cool just kind of also comes around the corner. He just stops there holding a glass of whiskey and just kind of stares you down. All three of you. Says nothing.
I acknowledge him and give him a bow. Lord Doku. And then just continue.
He just nods, doesn't says anything, and lets you go on your way. Go back down. Josita, she just runs by to say goodbye to the three of you, and then you're back on the outside. Walk all the walkway all the way to the gate. It doesn't require the password to leave, so you kind of just push it open, leave, and as soon as all three of you leave, the gate just closes, and once it does, it locks itself again. And I imagine you go to your house, right?
Yeah.
Sure. As you go over to your house, you arrive there, and everyone's still there except for Lady Uxian. She has left. However, nobody had come for you because instead, what they have done is gone for your father. So now, the entirety of the Delmarev family is there, just kind of talking amongst themselves about what to do next. And I imagine you just kind of come in through the front door once you realize that Lady Uxian is no longer there, right?
Yeah.
Sure. You come in through the front door. All four of them just... Is it four? Yes, it is four. All four of them just look at you, and everyone's face just beams up. They all run to embrace you in a very tight, warm hug. And everyone just kind of in unison just says, Kolarys, you're back! It's so good to see you again! My darling boy, you have returned. We were so worried. And then they all just shower with you with love and praise. And they just kind of are so excited to see you.
I'm rather demure, though. You shouldn't be too excited to see me. I didn't procure what I needed.
Father says, oh, but it's alright. At least you're in one piece and back. Much better than, being dead. There's many ways to go. Life, and away from family is probably the worst.
You know, speaking of being dead, we
Yes.
know Lady Uxian's a murderer.
I wouldn't put past that woman. Of course she's a murderer. She's... I wouldn't doubt if you told me that she steals candy from children. But, but sure,
That generally gets a laugh out of Kolarys.
what has she done? Who did she murder? Do you have any proof? What happened?
You murdered the head of house, Falgrid Dioduntud. We currently have contact established with the undead Lord Falgrid.
Lord Fargrid? Margaret
Lord
Newton.
Vogert. Yes.
Oh. Oh, she's done
That's
him
what
in.
she's done him in, and whether it be his own rage or vengeance, he's claimed he cannot rest peacefully until he takes the life of Lady Uxian.
Huh. Alright, that's a situation and a half. Well, is Lord Vargrid with you?
In a sense, absolutely. Just easy guess.
Right? Well, that's great. Can just can he tell that she
Uh,
murdered him? Is he able to do like testify or something?
able to speak on his own behalf, yes. With the woods the city has, not so much.
Well, I worried about that to a certain degree. It's been gone for a while, but I don't I don't know if you remember, but it was a very sordid business with Lord Neodontud and lady he took to be his wife was lowborn, and people didn't quite like that. He decided to quit his family name and just move away. And well, while he was gone, everyone not tally on tarnishing his name. He's might have been murdered and be able to testify against her. I just don't know that the lords and ladies of the lower court will be very keen to taking his word.
Is why I am going to target Lady Uxian tonight.
Hold on, what do you mean target?
That she has to have something else. She has to have some evidence that we can use against her. The Dokuls are gonna. The Dokuls are in trouble too. They're going to go to court tomorrow, and we need some more evidence.
Does that have to do with the envoy that they have sent?
Yes.
Oh no. Well,
Sordid business that.
at which point your mother pipes in. I managed to get her to tell me everything. Eventually. Took a lot of convincing, and took me hours to get her to down 1 cup of spirits, but she did budge and told us that, well, Alamforard said that done horrible crimes over there, and they want you arrested. Crimes and sent over there.
They tell you I started out in a jail over there.
Well, they didn't say any of the details. They just said that you attacked a noble, or rather, she said that they said you attacked a noble. Don't know. And
Dragon count as a noble?
come again?
Yeah, the silver dragon, Falkan. We got in a little kerfuffle with him. My compatriots and I. I'm not alone, by the way. Falcon's back.
They all smile. Oh yes, your sister told us. It's wonderful. I know you were worried sick about him, but well, it's good that he's back. But also, yes, dragons, they might not be nobles in the same capacity as we are, but there are overseers. It's a horrible crime to go against them, attacking them. Your sister told us, and I couldn't believe that you fought against one and survived.
Oh, Falcon has this new buddy. He's really big and he's a really good fighter.
your father then pipes in. Well, it's good that you have this big friend of yours, but I don't know how big your friend would have been of a help against the dragon. Dragons, they are incredibly powerful. If you manage to fight the dragon, I imagine that did much like our late Lord Tanks, who bamboozled the dragon and kind of tricked him into fighting at a disadvantage. Because the dragon fought to full power using every tactic available to it, it just would overpower armies, let alone however many of you there were.
Nah, it did feel like he gave up midway through. However
And
ominous that is.
you also think back to it, Kolarys, and you remember that Falkan was very cocky, and he grossly underestimated you. So he didn't kept flying and blasting you all with his breath weapon. He did land, which allowed you all to get several good hits in. But if he was flying, if he came with backups, if he did all manner of other smart tactical things, well, they all have died. You imagine that the only reason that you're alive is more so because he was too cocky and overconfident.
Oh, don't worry about that silver dragon. The fool faced us on the ground alone.
Oh, regardless, I'm glad that you're alive and well and back home. We've been talking and thinking of what we could do. We had come up with some ideas. They want you sent over and arrested, and no way we're gonna send you over there. So we were thinking, instead of turning you in, you could just run away to another continent, somewhere far away where they won't chase you. Maybe even, well, thought of saying that were jumped on the road by bandits and killed, could forge documents of passing away and come up with a new identity for you or something. Oh, we could do what we do. A little bit of subterfuge here and there. Make them think that you're dead, that you're not here anymore. What do you say?
We were gone for a time. You think that would leave enough for the documents to cycle?
Well,
All the processes.
I could try and pull in some favors, kind of talk it out with the people that I know. I don't know. We always come out on top, Kolarys. We always survive. That's what our family does, and we will do whatever it takes to make sure that you make it out. Please don't need to go back there.
This may work to our advantage.
What do you mean?
The crime they want me arrested for was stealing a rather particular tome from, well, the Academy. I beam kind of proudly that I was able to steal something from the Academy.
They kind of look at you, kind of furrowing their brows a little bit. It was for Falkan, wasn't it, friend?
Turns out it was his cousin's spellbook. And we may need to take a trip through... What was it again? The Fell something or other.
Don't know where that is, but
As far as I can tell, it's not on this plane of existence.
going to another plane? I don't know about that, Kolarys. I would rather just send you to Hosenfell. Going to another plane to escape the people from Talon for Art seems a little rash, don't you think?
It seems rash. But if that's where his cousin's gone, we can't leave his designs alone. It could be dangerous for this whole world.
Huh. Well, I wonder about it. We worry about you, Kolarys. Know that Falkan is a dear friend of yours, but I fear that you've done more for him than he has done for you, and puts you in trouble an awful lot. He has his ways of getting out of troubles, but we not as big as them.
Would you say he make it up to the family by helping me procure some documents from Lady Uxian tonight to give the family a little leeway against her? Then we'll vanish on our little excursion,
Good.
and the family won't have any trouble.
Oh, yes, that if they can't find you, then indeed, you're safe for a while. What do we do, Kolarys? What are you saying?
What do you do for now?
Yes.
May I introduce Penton Cole,
Um,
my new squires.
Bent and Cole, they're just kind of standing there at a distance, and they kind of shyly raise their hands. Hello, Lord and Lady Demarev. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Cole. This is my younger brother, Pent. We were rescued by your son and his companions back in Rimin. Yeah. He offered us positions as squires, and we gladly accepted. Would be more than grateful to work you and your venerable house.
They are brave and they are loyal. They will serve the family well, I know.
Your mother, she turns to you and smiles, kind of putting a thumbs up. Oh, Kolarys, that is wonderful. They're Green Dragonborn. That will having Green Dragonborn as a squires. Oh, that'll give us so much leeway.
I smile proudly. I don't leave my family hanging dry.
Well, I don't know how we'll explain them, but you'll figure something out. But, oh, that'll certainly get the other nobles talking and might uplift our family a little bit more. Then she turns to them. So you want to be squires for House Delmarev then? Be sending you off to the academy, training chivalry and, well, stewardship, other things. Are you sure that this is what you want? It will be a arduous task, and once you're in this path, it will be horribly dishonorable for the both of you to abandon it. And both Cole and Penn, they just nod. Yes, my lady. We are sure of it. Then she turns back to you, Kolarys. Well, then it's settled. We'll break them in, it says with a big smile.
Don't miss them. Take good care of them.
Of course. And you take care of yourself, Kolarys. It's been horrible this past month. Just wondering what had happened to you.
You're gonna make me feel so bad for putting you right back into that situation.
As you very well should, young man.
All right.
But I understand that you have things to do. You're no longer a boy, as much as I wish you were. You're a bright young man. A whole future ahead of you. And friends to help, as always, and apparently international law to evade, as always.
And evade I shall. You'll see me again before you know it. Word of my death being greatly exaggerated, I'm sure.
Don't you dare die on us.
I won't.
If you do
Domarev's
that,
honor.
if you do that, go dying on us. I swear to all that is holy that I will personally go over to the clerics of Cosme and demand that they bring you back just so I can spank you.
Worse fate I could never imagine myself.
Off you go then. And try and keep in touch. We'll worry about you.
I will. Farewell, my family.
And they all just
Stronger than
kind
you
of,
know.
all of them just once again kind of do a whole group hug around you. You're being hugged from every angle and corner inside. You're being like squished into this little bundle of love and care. And
Like I'm
then
not hugging back.
you're trying. It's too many persons to hug, and you're just kind of there in the middle of it all. And then your father just turns to you. Well, do you need any supplies, any money?
Money would be good. Not even going to lie about that. As basic as it seems, I'm kind of low.
Well, they told me that you have been arrested. I imagine you didn't get your keep, whatever you had on you. Also, I don't see all the gawking outside. I imagine your steed is no longer with you, is it?
No, it's not.
Oh well. Well, it's okay. At least you're back home and that's what matters. How much do you need, son?
How much would be a good adventuring wager? 100, 150?
They think for a little while. Well, seeing as the alternative is you being sent off to some horrible prison elsewhere, I'm gonna... I'll give you what I think should be helpful. Hold on. Then he goes to the main bedroom where father and mother uh sleep. You know that your father keeps a secret compartment there with a safe on the inside, so it's like double security. And you have seen him open that safe several times, even in front of you, but he never let you see the password. Never allowed you to really get into there, so you don't know the full contents of that safe. But you know that he keeps a lot of money there, and then he comes back with a bag of crowns, and he puts it in your hand. Well, there you go. 50 platinum crowns. That should keep you going for a while, I hope.
Oh, more than enough.
I would hope so. Also, this is not just a gift for you to spend on, you know, trinkets and baubles and toys. I do expect you to return.
Might return with more than this.
Well, if you can, then sure. I wouldn't expect you to be able to do all the things that you're going to do and also make money off of that. But if that's what you think you can do, then sure, go for it. Take care, Kolarys.
I give them all a hug again.
They'll hug you again. Even Pent and Cole are like, oh, in the back, trying their best not to all too loudly, but they do all. And it's somewhat audible, but you don't care. You're you're with your family, have been able to see them again after being so long on the road, and you don't know when you'll be able to see them again. So you just enjoy that hug for as long as it lasts before I imagine you just slink out of the house and back toward Falkans' once again.
Yeah.
Sure. All of you reunite in Falkans' bedroom. It's about like 4 in the afternoon. The sun is kind of starting to think about setting. Still has plenty of hours to plan whatever it is that you're going to do. So what's the plan, gang? Now, finally, it's only the three of you. No NPCs, no companions. It's just the three of you. What's the plan?
If you don't count the guy in the sack.
Well, the guy in the sack will stay in the sack, I hope.
For now.
Now.
For now.
Well, couple orders of business, one less pressing than the others. If I am to act as a distraction, then we need, like, signals of some kind. I'm sure I would understand Falkan doing something, but if Kolarys, you're going to be invisible, it's going to be hard to know if you're in trouble.
I have spells and I point at Drac and go, it's called Whisper, it works really well.
Okay, hearing you twice is really weird for the ears. Well, okay, that makes that easy then. So, you stalk this Lady Uxian. You find hopefully incriminating evidence. Then we bring her to court tomorrow. Seems pretty easy.
Then we vanish to the fell whatevers.
The Shadowfell.
Yes, that.
That.
Just remember the Shadowfell's kind of dangerous. I don't know if you want to go there right away.
We would need a lot of preparation before we went there.
Right.
Not the least of which because I need a new weapon, honestly.
Ooh, I have money.
You have money.
Yeah, stop by the family. Got money.
Some people have all the luck. How much money do you have?
50 platinums.
That's a lot of money.
Huh.
Well, that'll be a good start. I promise not to spend it all on blacksmiths. But
You know, they might actually have blacksmiths big enough for you this time.
That's kind of something I was thinking. If, if this town has accommodations for someone of my size, maybe they have equipment for someone of my size. So, let's say before the Shadowfell thing, I don't need a new axe or a sword or anything tonight. Just before we get into something actually extremely dangerous, I will need probably new gear.
And don't forget, the more time you give me, the more money I can make out of the gold we already have.
We are a bit on a time limit, though. If you two are wanted criminals, then we cannot evade detection for too long.
Well, I mean, that's why we're doing this thing today.
Right. And then, I mean, we're still going to have to figure out the whole thing with your father tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
If anything, I can stand there and be really intimidating with you. Maybe that will help.
I'd appreciate that. Just know that everyone in my family uses magic, so...
I have fought many a magic user before.
I use minor illusion to make a sound effect right behind his ears. Magic.
He just like slowly turns his head, and then his eyes just look at you. As I've said, I've fought a lot of different types of magic users.
Keep a smile.
Cheap tricks and ones that do shoot lightning from their hands at long range and try to burn you to pieces before you can even get near them. So, not that I'm saying I plan to fight your father. That's not what I'm saying. I'm there for moral support. That's all.
Putnam grumbled. My tricks are not cheap.
It's just important to know what you're getting into, you know? I'm just saying, abjuration. I mean, it's mostly protection and barriers and all that, but someone as strong as my father could possibly send you to another dimension for a bit.
All I'm here to do is stand behind you and be very large.
Kolarys
That
just
is
turns
good.
white at the idea of going to another realm again.
You're not gonna do well with this whole Shadowfell thing, I can already tell.
As long
Anyways,
as there's solid ground this time.
so what are you going to do for a distraction?
It depends on what sort of situation we find ourselves in. I can
You want to
very
be a
easily.
drunk?
Can a drunk? Well, I can do that.
Yeah, you want to be a drunk? Get some attention.
Well, again, it depends on what scenario we find her in. If it's something whereby, you know, I need to be obnoxiously imposing. If she is a powerful mage, she might just kill me. But that's a chance I'm willing to take.
Right.
I've been nearly killed many times. And luckily, and he like fiddles with his collar a little bit and pulls up the necklace that he wears, which is very snug on his neck now. I have this thing. It won't let me die, technically.
What is that?
It's something I got in the future.
Oh.
It's called a perioperative wound closure. Basically, it just won't let me die as long as, no one finishes me off.
Do you technically not have it yet?
I technically don't exist yet, but I'm hoping the universe doesn't remember that and suddenly erase me or something.
I mean, if you think about it, if you were to die, you would just come back. I mean, the way time travel works, if you died, then you in the future could just go somewhere else and show back up.
I don't even want to begin to think of how any of the consequences of our actions. Oh god, am I gonna run into like my great grandparents or something? Oh jeez.
You are your great-great-great-grandparent.
No, we shouldn't do that. That's definitely not a good idea.
I mean, if you think about it, I could be your great-great-grandparent.
God, I hope I'm not related to you.
Oh, I heard a little.
Good, I'm in for it too. Well,
What if you were my great-great-great-grandson?
then you've been flirting with your great-great-great-grandson.
It's not going to stop me.
And the immediate, 360 backhand to the back of Kolarys' head.
Ow.
Full body spin.
Doesn't put that much damage into you. I mean, he's like a piece of paper. Either way, should we go grab a drink or, I don't know, familiarize myself with the town? Maybe familiarize the amnesiac with the town? I guess we could stop at the blacksmith. There's still sunlight. We have time.
Eh,
We have
I
time.
suppose.
Perhaps we should go shopping with that money that your father gave you.
He'd be glad to know I'm using it for the intended purpose.
Well,
Oh,
good.
gee, oh boy, what spell scrolls are there to buy?
No.
What? What do you mean? What do you mean no?
You can make your own spell scrolls.
That's not how this works.
What, do you want to get some revival cure spells? We can get potions for cheaper.
He probably wants to,
I'm a wizard. I don't heal. I suffocate and drown.
That's
He,
what I thought.
he probably
See, you
wants...
drown, I don't.
I mean, you were drowning pretty well last time, I'm just saying.
You did almost drown.
Did semantics.
Either way,
Who's
having
Samantha?
having a new way for Falkan to kill people wouldn't be a bad thing either.
Oh,
But-
fine, all right.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he is a money generator. Over time, he will make back your gold.
Yeah, it's true. I basically turned 12 gold and I'm holding on to 86 now.
So you can totally buy your own scrolls, is what you're saying.
No.
They are expensive, but
You see, when you're in a party with a wizard, it's all the wizard's money.
everyone else is just the wizard's bank. Well, I'm going to go try and find me a blacksmith that can, work with this. And he gestures to himself.
Yeah, all right.
He stands up and squeezes his way out of the room and lumbers back down the hallway.
How much platinum do we got?
Is everyone going to get there with Drachdarin, or are you doing your own things?
I'll go with
I mean,
Drake.
I'm the one with the money.
Sure.
Yeah.
You did get 50 platinum, that's 500 gold, but
Yep.
it's in platinum, so it weighs less, if that matters for anyone.
Oh, my money. It's so heavy.
Oh no, I have too
God.
much of it.
I have too much
Weight rules
money.
in D&D are such a pain in the
They really
ass.
are.
I
Encumbrance.
I started using variant encumbrance, and then after a while, I was like, okay, you know what, everybody, just fuck it.
It can be fun.
It can. It's a nice way to reward players for high strength, but when it gets to the point where one character can't even wear their own gear, it's just aggravating.
It's more of a thing of you need to know if you wanna be heavily armored or nimble, and also
Yeah.
probably not carry around a shit ton of things you're never gonna use,
High
Like-
poise.
like a chair.
The Foundry. Does the Foundry character sheet show her weight? Is that the thing on the bottom?
It does, yes. On the bottom, that's your weight. It says that you, Kolarys, are in medium encumbrance.
Fantastic.
Invariant encumbrance rules, I don't remember what that does, but I think it reduces your walking speed by 10.
Why do I have so much shit? It's all the daggers.
Dagger.
It could be a lot of things that you're carrying. You're carrying, actually you have duplicated, daggers. Those can go. You have, a crowbar. Those things are heavy. You have, a hammer. That's also a little bit heavy. Hempen rope. That's kind of heavy. You have a leather armor. That's heavy-ish. Other than that, you have a -1 strength modifier, so you don't get to carry much to begin with.
Hint, we have a bag of holding.
I'm just going to throw my backpack in the bag of holding.
We already have 2 other backpacks in there, so...
Actually, yeah, why am I
No
carrying
problem.
2 staves? I shoved the quarterstaff into the bag of holding.
My god, let me write it down.
Sure.
1 quarterstaff?
Actually, you guys don't need to write it down. You can just ignore those items in your inventory as far as weight calculation goes. Just remember that it's in the bag of holding, and if you need to pull out a whatever during combat, you don't have it. You'll need to go to Drachdarin or whoever's carrying the bag of holding to be able to grab your shit. It's easier than to keep like tossing equipment from one inventory to the other.
We can figure out after the session, but we can just store shit that you guys really don't care about in there, and then I can sit here and go, look at all this stuff I have.
Yeah. Also, all 3 of you should have access to this token that is the Mismatch Mavericks bag of holding, where you can see everyone's collective loot.
Hey.
Technically, that is the loot that is in the bag of holding. It's not necessarily collective, but something that all of you can at some point access. If the bag bearer lets you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Evil way about it.
So all 3 of you are going off to find a blacksmith. Cool. Bless you. Are you what's it called? What are you looking for again?
Oh, I'm basically looking for someone who will be able to make a weapon for a creature of large size.
So like a large creature weapon?
Mm-hmm.
Is he thick?
He's 12 feet tall. I mean, what am I going to do?
Fair enough. Make an investigation check. We haven't gotten to roll around much in this past 2 games.
Oh, hey, Drac, you're still level 8. I mean level 7.
7? Yeah.
Fix that.
I should fix that. Why did that not...
Do it. But yes, you do find a... Huh. Actually, you do find a place that can sell large creature stuff. There is a blacksmith in town, the names of which will get you at some point in the future. By which I mean after you come up with them. But what's really catches all of you off guard is that this is like a regular blacksmith where they are doing regular stuff. Mostly, no, they're not doing weaponry and armor and such, because Madlenac is as far as it goes, it's mostly a very peaceful town, so people don't have need of buying armor and stuff all the time. So,
But they wouldn't need to arm all the squires.
yeah, but it's like they're not fully dedicated to that. They're mostly like making horseshoes, nails for fixating
Crucifixion.
fixating wood planks and like little blacksmith stuff. But they also seem to have like a side shop thing, which is much bigger, where they do actually have weaponry and armory and such. And the reason why you find it so easily and readily is because there's another Dragonborn over there who is ridiculously big. It's like 12-ish, 13-ish feet tall. And
Look, Drac, a boyfriend.
he
good.
this red dragonborn looks at the three of you once you're like making sort of a ruckus talking out loud as you approach, and he looks over, sees the three of you, but he looks at Drachdarin and he just goes wide-eyed as soon as he sees you, and he just kind of bellows out, "What in the shiny scaly fuck is this? A blue Kolarys? Hold on!" And he just kind of pushes the blacksmith aside, who's kind of showing him things, and runs, kind of walks up to you and says, "Hey there! I've never seen you before. Who are you?"
You're right. I'm new in town. Who are you?
I asks first.
He's
Yes.
my slave.
Kolarys?
I'll take it back.
Do you need me to headbutt him? Not just Kolarys, but this guy too.
No, both of you, calm down. Jeez Louise. You can call me Drachdarin.
Drachdarin, eh? Wow. Wow.
I think he likes you, big guy.
I have never seen a blue Kolarys before. I thought they didn't let your kind go through the ritual.
Some of us are rather exceptional.
Wow. Wow.
Being that he is the exception.
Man, everyone else is gonna love to meet you.
Who's everyone else?
The other Kolarys, of course. What? You haven't seen them around? Am I the first one you're seeing here?
Actually, yes. My friends and I came into town earlier today, and we have been very busy.
Oh, then come over here. You're my new best friend. He just clasps a hand on your shoulder and starts pulling you along. I'm
He does
your
the
prof,
glance over.
Go on.
He does like the glance over the shoulder. The other two like, uh-oh.
Hey, listen, don't. Hey, come back.
And he just kind of ignores the two of you. I'm your broth. Your broth Esser. You can just call me broth. I like it. So, let's go over to the best tavern in town where all the Kolarys hang out at. Or,
I would.
if you're fancying a little bit of a entertainment, I can take you tomorrow to the arena. What do you say? I would like to see you fight.
I mean, arenas are pretty nice, but I was supposed to be coming here to get some replacement equipment. That was kind of my point. Are you a blacksmith?
Then he stops on his tracks, kind of lets go of you to take a couple steps back and look at your hole, and Samuel says, Did you... Is... Did you repurpose that? That doesn't seem like it was your size to begin with.
You could say that.
Huh.
Well, you kind of have to make do with what you can find sometimes, you know.
Where in the devils are you from, even?
Far away. That's all you need to know.
For a win.
Well, after a couple drinks, we'll get mighty acquainted, and then I would love to hear where you're from, that they don't have clothes that can fit a parade. Come on, which house are you with? Let's put this on them. And then he goes to the blacksmith. Hey, give me your
Turn
best
over to
for my
Falkan.
friend here.
Turn over to Falcon. Do you want to claim him or should I?
Yeah,
Rock, paper, scissors?
yeah. I'll take the bill.
And then he just kind of pulls you along, and then you can see that this is actually a big forge with a lot of kobolds just working tirelessly to make armor. And there's one dragonborn who's like tending the shop, and he just looks at the two of you. You can see that he's very intimidated. He's used to talking to the crate, but he doesn't know you. You're a new one. Seems a little bit guarded. Okay. What are you looking for? Plate armor?
It wouldn't be bad. I did kind of fashion some adamantine into this chainmail. I definitely don't want to lose that. My main concern really is getting an axe or a greatsword even that fits my hands.
Oh, okay. That's a little easier to get.
We could start with that. Eventually, I would love to get some better armor.
Of course. Besides, I would also like a little bit of forewarning before you come in buying armor. I need those beforehand. Takes a while.
Yeah, I kind of figured that's kind of why I'm shooting for weapon. I do a little blacksmithing myself, so I know it's a challenge.
Oh, sure, it's not as much of a challenge for you as it is for the little ones. But you're looking for what again? A great axe, you said?
Hissing noise from Falcon in the back at that comment.
Was actually talking about the kobolds, but sure.
Little kobolds. Yeah, great axe. That would be good.
All right, let me see. And then he goes over back to just get the great axes that they have. Prices. He comes back with it's fairly big, and you can see that he's grabbing it, like hugging it with both hands. It's almost as if he's carrying like a whole log, and kind of walking all bent over it so it doesn't knock onto anything in the forge. And he walks all the way up to the counter, puts it down on the table. It clangs very loudly and rings for a little while. He puts it down. Says, there you go. There's this great axe. It was made by us. It was enchanted by the folks at the academy. It's large, should fit your size, should have great balance. It's wonderfully made, masterfully crafted. To which house do I send the bill?
He glances back at Falcon. He's like, "You okay with that?"
Yeah. How much is it?
This axe, it is 1,500 crowns.
You just went ahead and made it, huh?
Well, they had one.
Oh, they had one. Yeah, they definitely had one. Good. Right.
Hey, I only have 520 on me. This is
I
on
know
me.
you only have 520. write a scroll or 5 later, whatever. Yeah, okay, I'll just put it in my ever-growing emotional depth.
Thanks, buddy.
Now you know how I feel every time he walked into a blacksmith.
Okay, but what is your house's name?
Doku.
Alright, I'll write it to Doku with a grade. He starts writing down the whole receipt for the magical great axe that you're buying.
Yeah, what
Oh.
is the enchantment, by the way?
Well, the academy just put like an enchantment to make it a little bit lighter, a little bit more wieldy. They
Oh,
call it
good.
they call it over there a +1, whatever that is. I don't know.
That's very uninventive.
Oh, +1, you're...
I don't
We were
know.
talented, not creative.
I hear that they have a whole like catalog system where they do these. Apparently, someone came up with this whole thing that +1 seems simpler. Say that it's enchanted and appears to work.
Bureaucracy.
Well, I don't know. I'm not with the academy,
What?
unfortunately. But anyways, 1500 to the cool house, blue parade, great axe, magical
Father, I promise I'll clear my name. I'm so sorry.
bird.
Falkan, your dad's gonna be so mad.
Penalty of value if not paid with
Excuse
Okay.
me! Hey!
bonus
Hey! Hey!
percent.
Hey!
Okay.
Poking staff inside of Dragon's head. Hey!
What is it, mister?
That 24 what?
It's the default fee for buying equipment for Parade. No, like
What?
we've always done. It's a 200%.
Like you've always done.
Yeah, 200% tax if you don't
Why do you
pay
pay
it,
so much?
because Parade are, special. We are bound to serve them. As
You're a holy warrior, Drac.
Drake just kind of has this huge shit-eating grin on his face.
There's
the,
nothing
guess
about
so,
this
huh?
man that is holy.
the Dragonborn that is like writing the recipe, he looks at you with a very odd expression, like he doesn't know why you're so confused or befuddled about this. Everything all right, sir?
Yes, everything is great.
He's just having a moment.
All right.
You'll have
then.
to excuse him. He's quite emotional.
Okay, and then he kind of just keeps writing. Day of the
Your dad's gonna be
be delivered.
he's gonna be more angry than that time we bought 100 crowns worth of candy when we were 12.
You're paying this off with me, or I'm gonna strangle you by the river.
House to be paid in
I'll just form
I,
change to water breathing.
Drac, you're paying
It'll
for
just be a
this.
bath.
consequences.
In fact, you're
I-
paying the most, Drac.
Okay, I am happy to work off. Like, I think you are still not grasping the fact that I am literally a mercenary. My life is paying off debts. That's the whole thing I do.
Okay, I'm just saying that after tonight, we're all getting jobs.
How much to buy you off in total?
And then he just kind of rips away the recipe, hands it to one of the little kobolds, and you just see the little gremlin just running off the street towards the cool residence.
Your dad's going to be so surprised when he realizes that he has a Kolarys in his household now.
Are you sure the Shadowfell won't be worse than this?
Actually, can we do like the money thing tomorrow? Can we do the axe thing tomorrow? Why are we even doing this tonight? What the fuck are you going to use an axe with tonight?
I mean, you never know what you're going to need something for.
I cast meshes on the kobold and say, "Come back here." Eh.
The kobold, he returns, I guess, and he comes up, like looks up at you and then at the Dragonborn. The Dragonborn just kind of shrugs, and then he hands back the recipe to the Dragonborn. Kind of goes, says, "Is everything all right, sir? Do you want something added to your order?"
No. We're just gonna buy it tomorrow. Okay, we're just gonna buy it tomorrow. It's not that we can't buy it tonight. I just know that if I buy it tonight, I'm gonna be in a real shit situation. So let's just do it. Let's just do it. You know, actually, you want to put it on your family fee. How about you? How about you, buddy? How you doing over there? You know, you're not the one with the pissed off father. How about you, Kolarys? And he's just like getting really goddamn close to your face.
Oh,
Falcon, you seem like you're having a nervous breakdown.
I
So-
am having a nervous breakdown.
so you want me to put it on hold for you? Okay, I'll just. Okay, I can put it on hold for you. I'll just add in the little tax for holding off on this item then.
Okay, Drac, give him back the X.
Uh,
Give him back the X. We're
Fine.
getting the X in the morning, not now.
okay.
Okay then, I'll just scrap this receipt. It'll be the same price plus the 50% tax for holding off to this item and not selling it to anyone other than the crate with the Doku house.
Wait, what does that mean?
It
I'm-
means that he is holding it.
Yeah, I'm holding it
Right.
for you and then we'll pay 50% extra on the price of the item.
Who is going to pay 50 per... Kolarys, put it on your family's bill. Put it on your family's bill. Don't put on mine. I don't want to deal with my dad.
Why can't your noble houses just like share things? Like you could split the bill.
It's not that we're gonna split the bill. It's that I don't want my dad to get this tonight. You know,
Fair.
tonight.
Okay, look. You don't have to hold it. I can't imagine that it's going to sell in one night. You might see me tomorrow. How about that? I'll take the risk of it not existing.
Sure, Drachdarin, make a whatever charisma check you want.
Or whatever.
Yeah, persuasion, intimidation, whichever one you feel.
I'm not here to intimidate the poor guy.
No, just whichever one.
Yes, you are. 12 feet tall.
I'm a nice guy. Ah.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Rewind time before this exchange ever happened.
You see for the slightest moment Falcon turning toward you with the face of death, red eyes, tongue hanging out like a forked devil, and time restarts.
You have
Roll
a
that
lot
again.
of problems.
So,
You need to work.
roll Drachdarin. I need you to roll a regular difficulty DC for this to see what you need to beat. 11. Cool.
I guess I'll re-roll my persuasion because my time wizard's insane.
Sure, go for it. There you go.
I'll take that.
You can see Falcon having a heart attack, but you're not really sure why.
He says, "Okay, then I will not hold it. And if any other crate comes in, I'll well, you can have it." And then you just see that the red crate that is right next to you, he just clasps you on the shoulder again. Drachdarin just says, "Ha! No, it's okay. This is for my friend. If anyone comes here and tries to buy it, it's on us crates to take down your whole shop. Would you like that? Huh? He is a new boy in town, and if he wants his axe, he will have his axe, and nobody else will have it. And if anyone comes and tries to buy it from you, they will talk to me. So how about that? How about you just keep it hidden in the back?" And the Dragonborn just says, Sure, okay, I'll take this back. Sorry for disturbing you." And he just kind of picks the axe, walks back, and the red crate just turns to you, Drachdarin, with a very big smile, just says, "See, that's what we're talking about. Us crates are sticking together. Even if you're like a lowly one, I'm sure you did something great to deserve being a crate." So, are we hitting the buy or not?
Yeah, I've got a couple hours to kill.
Go get
something to do
plaster
with
drunk.
sun. All right. Well, you know what? I can't argue with that. That will
Alright.
actually help.
Are you sure you want to go with them?
You could come.
Whoa. What do you mean they could come? They're not crates. They're
No,
just
but they are my friends and companions.
companions. Crates are your companions, not nobles. What are you even? You can't even hold an axe.
Ooh, racist.
No, you're right. I can't hold an axe, but I can suffocate someone where they stand.
Falkan, stop.
Eh,
No magic casting in the blacksmith.
anyways, he's not going with you.
Oh, is that so, little man?
It is.
Well, seems like your friends have got you on a short leash. Seems like you are a slave after all. See you later, Drachdarin. I'll look forward to you having a drink with you some of these times. And he just turns
I
and
want to cast grease. I want to cast grease so bad.
walks down the
Don't.
street. Just kind of.
You know what? While he's in the street, I'm casting grease.
Covering Kolarys' mouth so he
Kolarys,
can't
stop.
use the vocal component.
Sorry, what are you doing, Falkan?
I'm covering his mouth so he can't use the vocal component to cast grease.
Sure,
So it doesn't cast.
make a grapple check, Falkan.
I don't know how to do a grapple check.
That's
Oh,
an
you're
ath-
minus
that's
one strength?
that's
It's an
an-
athletics check.
that's an athletics check contested by Kolarys' athletics or acrobatics.
Which, you know,
I mean, acrobatics.
you could use athletics or acrobatics and grappling if you're the recipient.
Oh wait, I can use acrobatics. Oh shit,
No,
I
no,
use
no.
athletics.
You use athletics if you're the initiator. The person
Okay.
getting grappled can use acrobatics.
My
if they want.
acrobatics is plus 10.
Yeah,
Oh
nice.
fuck off.
The grappler does.
Here, I'll do athletics. That actually might roll worse.
Nope.
Oh, never
You
mind.
can't roll less if you have a plus 10.
Yeah,
Athletics has a -1.
Your strength is -1. So, yeah, the grappler does an athletics, and the grapplee, I guess, can contest that with athletics or acrobatics. So yeah, you try and kind of go for Kolarys, try to kind of hold him, and
Nope,
Stop
nope,
him from
don't
casting.
put your hand on my mouth.
but Kolarys, he kind of full body shoves you to the side with the shoulder, kind of hitting he shoulders right into your throat, and you cough out all of your air and kind of go without a little, lightheaded for a little while, and you just turn to see him casting grease in the distance. Let me go ahead and
Now.
roll a dex save for this grade.
Drac is
I don't even know
face
what their
palming so
modifiers
hard.
are.
Do I counterspell or let you feel the consequences of your actions?
I'm going to.
You want the counter spell?
Drachdarin,
No, feel your
That's
consequences.
what I thought.
Drachdarin, do fighters get proficiency in dex save throws?
In dex saves?
No,
Hold on,
they
where's
do
my-
not.
D&D Beyond. No, they're strength and con.
Gotcha. So yeah, this guy just gets a +1. No,
I unclicked something.
but it matters that much. God damn, I can't spell for shit tonight. I can't spell, I
Mood.
can't do nothing.
Big mood.
The biggest mood. Oh no, he does get a big beefy bonus tree. With a tongued. He fails.
Sure does.
Oh no.
He's walking down the street just laughing, flaunting his big bulky body, and then you just see that he goes whoa, and just fully hits
You
the
know what I
floor.
want to do now?
And as soon as
You cast slow fall as he starts falling.
God.
To make him
Oh.
slow fall.
Into the grease, the same thing that happened earlier.
I won't, but oh,
Kolarys, what in the shiny scaly fuck are you doing?
he was racist towards me. I don't like it.
Not racist, he was classist. There's a difference.
Are you casting Feather
So
Fall?
annoying.
No.
Okay, he just books it, or rather not books it, he decks it on the floor, kind of slips a little bit. I'll be nice to you and say that he's going like downhill, so he kind of slides a little away from you, as he so gives you a little bit more time to do whatever it is. Because he immediately just kind of starts looking around, looks back, and sees all three of you looking, staring at him as he falls down. And
It's just a look of pity, like pretending he didn't even see the spell, but just like, oh god.
Oh no. Oh,
Like
no.
everyone just has a look of
I'm totally
pity, like,
pretending I didn't
"Oh."
cast shit.
Drac 100% just starts laughing.
yeah, no, his insight isn't that great. He does not knows what the hell happened. Just
Drac
starts,
yells out down the street. He's like, "See you at the bar later."
he just grumbles a little bit, quickly get up, scoffs at the ground, and then just does a little whole like eye hand signal thing to you,
Watching you.
and then turns
I,
around.
ju-
And
I
leaves.
just I pat Drac on his thigh because that's about all I can reach. You're a good man.
I am going to go have drinks with him. You did not have to do that.
Oh,
Again.
but I did it for myself.
I
Are
know
you
this.
sure you want to go have drinks with him? I mean, the guy could be like a serial killer or worse.
He doesn't strike me as someone who is quite that level. He strikes me as a bit of a blockhead. And I
Also, I'm taking notes. Kurites are very susceptible to grease.
I think it's more just you're targeting people who are very large, bulky, and slow with things that kind of require agility.
So are
Do not
very
just
small rodents.
You just long-handed Kurites. By the way.
Listen. If there are other Dragonborn like me, because
Which
remember,
there are.
I'm from a time where I'm like the only one like this, then I should probably try and blend in a little bit.
Yeah, well, I don't like them. Well, him, so far.
I'm sure the others are fine. He seems nice.
He seemed nice.
To you.
Nice with large quotation marks.
He called you a slave.
No, he called me a slave as he like nudges Kolarys' head.
Out.
He, the big one, just referred to me as lore, which, yeah, whatever. I've gotten over it at this point for now.
Yeah, well, Kolarys is an idiot. I'm just saying, if this guy does anything,
Hey,
I'll break his bones for you.
I just
Well,
called
that's
him a
nice.
good man, and you guys are mean.
No, Kolarys. This is called tough love.
Don't make me cast grease again.
You can certainly try, but you're going down with me if you do that.
Did you know that you
Do
can't
not
ignite
threaten
grease?
me with a good time, sir.
Hmm. What, Falcon?
Did you know you can't ignite grease?
Is that... I mean... How would you not be able to? It is an oil.
And
Mm.
it's with that note of whether or not grease is flammable that will end tonight's session.
It is not.
As all three of you start discussing the thermodynamics of spell casting, and start to probably keep continuing for a tavern to go drink, or maybe, more shops in which to buy armor, weapons, scrolls, or just, or potions, whatever it is that you crazy adventurers go and buy on your life. So, yeah. Was a nice, good talky game tonight. Got to meet the Kus and the Delmarevs. It was fun. For me, at least. I don't know for you guys.
I had a great time.
Yeah,
I had a
sorry.
wonderful time.
Drachdarin just standing in the corner like, oh wow, let's watch these people talk.
Hey, I'm a stranger in an even stranger world. Out of
He's like a
place.
fly on a wall, but he takes up most of the room.
I am the wall.
A
Thanks.
giant fly.
You're
That's
like
horrifying.
you're like an Australian fly.
Yeah. Everything's bigger in Australia.
So, thank you guys so very much for watching. Those of you who are viewing us on YouTube or Twitch or, I don't know, through VOD or some scrying spell, I guess. You never know. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and we'll see each other again this Monday when I'll be streaming, or rather, hosting a game of the Cosmic Veil as we go to part 3 of our Halloween special. And then next Wednesday we will be playing some D&D again, going without combat again, unless these crazy kids here decide to kill everyone. So we will see each other sometime in the future. Have a wonderful evening. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.